turn on my camera in a second. I'm just eating dinner, so.
You're fine. I'm gonna eat dinner too. What is Malt Services? M
So
A M A L
it's
T, I think.
yeah, so it's what I named my business after. So when my great grandmother used to own like a lot of property.
Mm-hmm.
And when she formed the trust with her daughters, it was called MALT, the MALT Trust, which
Mm-hmm.
stands for Mary Anna Laura Tina
Mm-hmm.
Trust. So that was all their names. And like when I said my business, I wanted to call it Malt Services. So I mean, I made an acronym for it. Do I think it's the most appropriate acronym? No. It's what is it? Oh my God, I haven't talked about it in so long, I forget. Um, I'm having a brain freeze here, as you can tell.
It happened.
Um,
So malt services. What's just your LLC name?
yeah.
Good.
Nice.
I think about that from time to time. It took me forever to pick a name for myself just because I didn't want people mispronouncing or misspelling things. It's just at the
Hmm.
title company filling out paperwork. So, yeah. I don't know if I'll change mine in the future, but for now, Solace, Solace. Um, it's a it's a mashup of Solution Ace because that's what I came up with once upon a time. And then I also like the notion of the word solace, which is like peace during a storm sort of deal, because that's the transaction I was doing once upon a time. But I also think I want to change that because that's actually really stressful to do auctions and foreclosures. There's a certain type of person that you're servicing, and then me just being as empathetic as I am, I get a little too wrapped up in everybody's stuff. So it's not really until I get better boundaries, it's not really a safe space for me.
As far as to do acquisitions.
Yeah, because I just get too into the weeds with everybody, and then I want to rescue everyone, and I want to life coach them, and it's everything's a problem, and it's like let me overhaul your life, and that's not what they asked for, and so I'm bad. So
Yes. So somebody taught me something,
okay,
and it's like, do you want help? And you have to share like, and if they do want help, yes. Well, I envision helping you in this way because not everybody's going to have a vision of how they want to help you, and
hmm
you have a particular vision. So going back to like life coaching, does somebody actually want that?
yeah,
Yeah, most of them probably not.
hmm.
Most.
Interesting topic to think of, right? Do people
Yes.
actually want help, or like
Or they
when is
want the
somebody?
help you are providing, you yourself.
Yeah. But the question I'm thinking of is more along the lines of like, when does somebody actually want help? Because people, I think for the most part, they say they want help and maybe they just want to vent and feel heard. And then I think there's actually a moment where the switch flips and they're like, fuck, it's go time. And that's
Hmm.
because I had a lot of experience with I used to do a lot of headache cases. So when I was doing like leadership stuff, people would always bring me like the worst of the worst, bottom of the barrel stuff. Um, and yeah, I mean, I spent years with people at times, talking to them, coaching them along. And then I got to a point where I call it kicking people in the teeth. So I won't do certain things unless you demonstrate a certain behavior because I got to a point where it's like, um, they're not, I want it more than they want it. And
Yeah,
that's not okay. Or that's just not a sustainable format to be in.
absolutely. I think, yeah. So one of the owners of Press Cafe, you're familiar with Press, right? There's one in
Who?
North Andover, Press Cafe. There's one in Salem, New Hampshire, Nashua.
It's good there.
It's really good. It's kind of
Good.
like a non-corporate Panera.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Smaller little chain. Good breakfast sandwiches. Coffee's fine,
Yes. So one of the owners, I've talked to him from time to time. I have a friend of a friend who knows him, and he'll have people call him because they just can't like figure out how to make their business run well, like profitability or just like door traffic and stuff like that. So he'll like go sit down there, take a look. I mean, maybe part of it's acquisition, like, is this a good spot for me to take over? But also, he'll talk to them and he's like, so, um, I'll tell you like the next thing to do, but before I come back, you need to clean this dust off all these shelves.
Yeah.
And so if he goes back and there's dusting on those shelves, he's like, all right.
It has to be a behavior, because I've gotten like so much lip service over the years, and then when you're doing auctions and foreclosures and then you're working with the banks and they're so unforgiving and rigid about things, and you're like, just hear out my sob story, and then you're like, shit, all day long that's all they're hearing is sob stories left, right, and center of like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and it's like, no bitch, pony up or shut up. You either send the wire for the full fucking amount, no more games, right, or get the fuck off my dick.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it, but I don't know. I don't know how to like fix myself, so I'll just be a dumpster fire over here. But then my boundary is I don't think I can participate and dabble in that arena, so I try to stay out as much as possible.
Yeah.
How's life going for you? What have you been up to? Your lips are
I feel
looking
like I've had a
very-
very slow pace lately. I was gonna fund a deal. It actually didn't. The investor came back and was like, we need 20 more. And I was just like, and then I was like, all right, well, send me the numbers
Mhm.
and I'll look it over. And then he came back and he's like, it's gonna be like another 40. I
on top
I
on
guess,
top of
yeah,
the
the
20
bank
and
wouldn't
20.
reinstate the mortgage. They wanted complete payoff, but it was a credit union. So I
Mhm.
was like, all right, well, I was like, I don't think this is the one for me. You know what I mean? Um,
What's your capacity to loan, and are you loaning your money or are you loaning other people's money?
I'm loaning my money right now, so that my capacity is limited.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to grow that. So Adam C. Ski and I cannot pronounce his name, so it's just C. Ski. I literally have it as that in my phone. We're working on a thing about, we're calling it Curriculum X. It's starting on September 10th, and it's like all the things they didn't teach you in school. So it's like basically starting from RY and
Mhm.
like, escaping the 9 to 5. And, it's really working towards everyone else who doesn't understand like what's going on in our community and a reason to like start lending, looking at capital raising as an option. Like it's very passive income. It's more passive than owning a multifamily property. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we're going from a very hands-off approach because
Mhm.
it's a scary thing. You got to do it with the right people. You have to have the right team. You need to be able to read documentation, and then you need to be able to figure out, like, is in the pit of your stomach, can I trust this person with my money? You know what I mean? Like, it's, I trust you, but you also need to verify. And what does
Yeah.
that look like? Because sometimes
And
you
then
might be verifying, but they might be the wrong person altogether.
And then even then, there's always room for surprises.
Yes.
I've only lent once in my life, and it's because of that feeling of like, oh, I think I can't, you know. So I like the whole aspect of like trust but verify, having HUDs. And I think the other big thing that mattered to me is back in the day, there was this guy, fuck it, I'll say it, Anthony Valera. Okay. He's very good at getting money out of people. He got 6,000 out of me, to which he hasn't repaid me for. And it's like 3 years old now. But the
Yeah.
thing that I thought he was excellent at, and this is really shitty, but maybe, with great responsibility comes with great power comes great responsibility. So use
Mhm.
this as you see fit. He would never ask me for money. He would just call me and be like, I got this huge problem, and talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. And we would spend all this time talking about the problem, and he would never ask me for money. But it got to a point where I'd be asking the buying questions, where I'm like, so you just need $10,000 and this whole thing goes away. And then maybe I have a savior complex to where I'm like, I'll just give you $10,000. This is so easy. I'll solve all your problems with this, tiny bit of money. But I remember thinking afterwards, I remember being like, God, that's fucking genius. He never asks me money, because I think sometimes when you ask for the money, people, whatever. I know. Thanks a lot, Lee. But I'm just saying, like, I thought it was a genius way to like get money out of people. I don't know.
It
I
only
think it's a
works for certain
genius
people,
way.
though.
Huh?
Like if Anthony Valera comes to me and he could tell me his mom's about to die. I'm not giving him $1.
But is that because you know about him now, or because
I
that
never would have.
you would never
The
give anybody
first time I
money?
met that kid, I would not have.
Okay,
I
but
need to look
anybody,
up
but
so I know
anybody
the
else?
face.
I don't know. I think maybe I'm also on the opposite side of that, so I'm very hypercritical.
Hmm.
And so the first time I met him was at whatever meetup that was. It was a big one. We went to the pizza place. Um,
Worcester?
yeah, I think it was Worcester. Um, and then we like went out to bars afterwards.
You went out with him?
Yeah, it was a group of people.
There were, I think that was, so that was the first one that I didn't host, right?
Yeah. It
And
was
it
like
was it,
CJ,
yeah,
the what's her name was there. But like all the crew that works with Justin, and then the Father Gills, Lily, some of the other folks. It was
yeah,
like those two gangs.
yeah.
And Anthony was there.
That was the night afterwards that he was like, I think someone spiked my drink
Yeah,
and bad
which is
things
total
happened.
bullshit.
I don't know, I wasn't there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's
yeah.
total bullshit.
Yeah, but I don't believe that
I was with him the whole
maybe I
fucking
could be
time. He's
really
like,
wrong.
you
I
would have
don't think
spiked your
anyone
drink.
in this community would be spiking someone's drink.
No, he was like, I can't remember her name. Lion
Courtney.
in the Land? No, 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 no. No. Who's the anyways, he was like grinding up all on this girl. And he's like basically married. He had like the girl that he's still with, fiance. I don't know. None of my business.
Yeah.
But that was my perception that evening. I was like, no, I'm not working with these people. I think that like that was kind of the first big event that I went to and first time I met most people in person. And then
Mm,
immediately after that, I was like, I think healthily brings you to reality to where um, you realize that it's not just this magic fairy tale land where you join a community and then everybody like press a button and becomes millionaires.
yeah.
Um, I did end up working with Anthony. I sold him cabinets, but I made him pay me up front.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
So
talking to you about that and being
yeah.
like,
So he gave me money.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I
I
could
know.
have given you your 6 grand back.
See, you could have
But
charged him an extra 6 grand and gave it to.
yeah, I know I should have. I should have.
No, 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 no. It's
Uh,
anyway, that was one of the first
I
learning
saved
lessons.
you 6 grand on your cabinet, so it all, it
Thanks,
comes back.
Baba. So I'll tell you this, like I spent a lot of time with him because that's just how it ended up being. Like we used to talk on the phone for like 2, 3 hours a day. He's one of my favorite people. He's so funny. He's hilarious. But at the end of the day, when I gave him money, it was one of those things where you think you know somebody, and obviously I've made this problem a couple of times now. I think I know somebody, and that shit goes whoa. So Lord only knows. And at the end of the day, I think the thing that bites me in the ass is always, always, always have paperwork. And technically, I do have paperwork for the deals that I lent Valera on. And so now I have the option. I literally have paperwork on my dining room table in which a lawyer said, listen, if I charge you per diem, it's $3.75 an hour, and we're going to run up the bill, and it's not going to be worth your time to get it back. I think with all the fees, this was the Gator paperwork right from the jump. So it's like, if you don't pay, it's 25% or some outrageous number plus fees, plus legal expenses, whatever. That's 6,000 3 years or later, or maybe getting on 4 years later is now like double the money, right? Very little, like 12,000 is like one wholesale deal. And I've seen him do it before. But the attorney was like, if you want me to pursue it, we'll do it. But what I want is 1/3 of whatever the earnings are. And I'm like, bro, he's a rock. There's no money. You're not going to get it. So like, what are we doing here? But it's a lever that I can pull. I don't care to pull it though
What
right
does he
now.
even do?
Huh?
What does he even do?
I
Like, how
don't
does he make
know.
money?
I don't know, but what I do know is he
Yeah.
finished that flip. I don't know how successful he was on it, but he ended up buying a sub two from Jonathan Stratton for like, and Jonathan Stratton did him a solid where he like charged him like $1,000 to buy his sub two, and he bought it with his new girlfriend because she's on the deed. So I don't
Okay.
know.
That's a shit show.
Yeah.
Anywho,
What are
Any
you working on, Suzanne?
So actually, I have a deal that I can't go see because I'm in Rhode Island, hanging out with my parents because that's the cool thing to do when you're approaching 40. But yeah, so there's a deal that I like. It's through a company. Lee, I don't know if you've seen them or not yet, but Discounted Property Solutions. I posted about them because they're having a mastermind probably a month from now, maybe 3 weeks from now. But Mark actually knows them to a certain extent because he used to have a meetup back in the day and then worked for White Acres, and I think they've done deals across the board when he was with them for 5 years. So what is it, like probate solutions or IPS? What was that?
IPS cash.
What does that mean though?
I think it's Inherited Property Solutions. Joe Thiralt, maybe is how you say it. But I think Discounted Property Solutions is their dispo arm. I'm not exactly sure,
Just
but
like rebate or
they're wholesale.
yeah.
They're
Probate, I mean.
I think they focus a lot on that, but I'm sure they do a ton of leads. But they have a bunch of stuff like in New Hampshire, Southern New Hampshire, that
Cool.
area.
Yeah. I need to stop honestly giving my money to real estate groups.
In what way?
I
What real estate groups are you giving your money to?
made a questionable decision. This one.
Which one's that?
Actually, I mean, they're fantastic people. Like they're
Yeah, I see
actually
wealth.
Multifamily wealth.
multifamily wealth nation. It's this guy Josh Rusin, Bill Ham. These guys have like literally written books. Each one of them has like $100 million in assets plus.
Love it.
They're very, very solid. They only do like 50 unit plus deals.
Mm.
Problem is, um, it literally doesn't exist geographically here. We don't have commercial multifamilies like that. If we do, it's groupings like the one that um Stratton just had. It was
Multi-building.
like a 5 unit plus a 6 unit plus a 6 unit plus a 4 unit, and they're selling it as like this is somebody's portfolio, and they're all kind of on the same lot or whatever, subdivided. But which I totally can do. Problem is, you still need like he was also basically the guy Bill Ham. I was on a call with him for like 2 hours, and he was just walking through, and he's like, pace, whatever. Like, understand. He's teaching a lot of people sub two. Like, can you do it? Yes. Is he telling you the whole story? Not exactly. Um, there's a lot more risk involved than people lead out to be. I think that the sub two community, because it's backed by Pace and Pace has bailed so many people out, that everybody has like this complex that they can't fail. And I think it leads a lot of people into some sticky situations that end up being potentially catastrophic financially. Because
Mhm.
it's just not that easy. It's not magic. And I think people think that it's real estate is fucking magic. Um, but it's not. And realistically, boiled down in its most simplest terms, you either need money, a deal, or experience. Like nobody else is going to bring you into a deal if you don't have one of those things. Like you don't have, people talk about this as like value and you can be this thing or this thing, but like they're not actually making money if you're cutting too many people into a deal. There's not that many pieces for people to even be involved in.
Lee, welcome to the party. Where have you been?
I've been doing other ventures. That's why I haven't been like partnering with anybody on doing real estate. I have not done a single real estate deal since join.
Apart from your house hack that you did on your own
I did that on my
of,
own before I even joined
outside of
SIPTO.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that before I even joined. And
All right,
I've been
Lee,
avoiding it more so like the Black Plague because I don't
what do you,
trust anybody I've met.
hang
I
on,
don't.
That's not
You don't
true.
trust me, you don't trust
Yeah, I
us.
know. Yeah, get the fuck out of this Zoom. Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Lee, go back to the beginning. What are we doing right now? Because back in the day when I first met you, you had a lot going on. You were doing
I
your
still do, yeah.
you were doing your military stuff, then you left military stuff, got involved with your family. I'm not saying you're leaving your family, but you've put that
No,
on.
I did.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Oh, you
You put
did?
that on the
That's
back
done?
burner. Within
Yeah.
the same week, this guy like met Alex Hermosi, left his family, got engaged one day, next day got married. Did you even go on your honeymoon? Do you
I
have
don't know.
a
I'm not doing
honeymoon?
a honeymoon.
Or
No.
just straight to Babyville?
Um, she said probably next year.
I
Oh,
that I'm trying to be funny here, but that sounds like pretty wild.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm building an app right now.
you're
Okay.
building an app
Hmm.
with who? With you?
Myself. Yeah.
What's the app?
It's
You want to
called Trades Pro. I already have a business for it. Everything, the financials are. I'm meeting with an AI lawyer on
Oh,
Thursday.
shit.
But basically, there's. Have you heard of vibe coding? It's
I'm not
basically
smart
like it's
enough.
like AI can code for you now.
Yeah.
Are
And
you a
so,
coder by nature?
no,
Okay.
you don't need to be. I
How'd you come up with this?
literally me working in the business. The last 13 months of my life, basically I came into the family business not ever wanting to get on the job site. Like I have no interest in the trades from a technical standpoint. I don't want to swing a hammer. I like systems, I like processes, I like business. So like
Mhm.
I'm not flattered or infatuated with any of the markets or whatever. Like the product don't really give a shit. But I like business in and of itself, the process of it. And so I came in, really my only job was to help my dad understand his numbers, help him organize, create some systems so that he could move forward. Like he's been stagnant for like a decade. Um, and really he didn't have much help. It was like himself, and then my brother came on as an installer.
Mhm.
But really that didn't do much for growth. It just paid both of their salaries. It just gave them both a job so that they could cover bills. Um, but I basically just went through their P&Ls to understand their financials. Like, okay, where are we at currently? Uncovered a whole lot of debt. Um, realized that, you know, we were in certain kind of like dire straits because I also came into it understanding that like I was gonna have to justify my existence. So,
Yeah.
um,
So you need to
like
know.
how can I basically fix this situation as fast as humanly possible? The first lever that we pulled was just pricing. Like we charged more for our services.
Mhm.
Um, at first I was looking into selling cabinets, wholesaling. Luckily, I very quickly realized that that was not going to be the business I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So I just hard stopped, pivoted, went all in on doing the actual remodeling and just helping full time with that. Um, so helping understand, like, just trying to simplify things. Like, we had my brother on job sites. We wanted to take my brother off job sites, so I had to interview, find good help. I talked to you, Suzanne, about that extensively. Where can I find these people that I can,
How
we
are
were
those
we were getting charged a ton of money to do for labor.
how are you guys doing now? Because I know you hired people. They talked a good talk. Your interview process was good. Where are you at today with the help?
So we have two, one like full time. The only problem is like his status. Um,
Oh,
so
immigration?
yeah, so
Oh,
the only problem is like we're trying to get him an LLC set up. He has a work visa, but it's still like a super gray area. So
So
it's like,
be very careful with that. I
yeah.
just had a customer who signed up for us in May
Hmm.
and spent $12,000. They're paying $1,000 a month, and their whole team, except two people, got deported.
Yeah.
So just
Oh, totally. Yeah, like we've been working with our accountant to try and get him set up. Um, it's likely going to be a situation where we just have to cut him loose.
I
Um,
just had an idea, which is to legally marry one of your sisters.
no, are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
Listen, I worked at a Chinese restaurant and that's what we did. And
Yeah,
by we, okay, technically I did at one point, and that's a whole nother story. But I
yeah,
remember the girls coming to me during like 2 o'clock is our dead hour, 2 to 3 o'clock. And they would be like, my husband in California is demanding more money. If I don't give him money, then he's gonna like not put in the paperwork for me to be okay to be here. And this was like maybe 15 years ago. Um,
yeah.
but that's how I think of it. I'm just like, oh, you want a
I
marriage
met
license?
in
Just throw
in
that
the
shit
military, I
around.
met people from all over the world that were like that was normal. Like
Yeah.
mail order bride was pretty common.
No beef.
It's not even a mail order bride. It's just you're paying for a marriage license that then
Yeah,
grants you X, Y, and Z, and you're filling out paperwork. But I
yeah.
just remember them
I
being
mean,
so.
I'm going through the legal process with my wife right now. It's a pain in the
He
ass.
needs it.
Oh yeah,
What is she? Colombian?
Mexican.
Mexican. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All
So
right. So you're where you're at today, given all the things that you've been through.
mhm.
You're now doing what? You're now into this mentorship. How much was this mentorship?
I actually might talk to them and try and cancel it because it
Or
was
or
another
pause
10
it?
grand.
You can pause it, usually.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to them because like realistically right now, I know that they're great people and down the road it'd be fantastic. Like building wealth, yes. I absolutely think that residential multifamily is one of the best things that you possibly can do.
Yeah.
Or any sort of commercial real estate. Like residential real estate is going to be a super slow process. It can
Yeah.
make people millionaires, but I'm after way more money. Um, so I
Is it
understand it's a lever.
it's 10,000
It's a,
a month?
huh?
It's
No, no, fuck no. Yeah, I don't got that kind of money. Um, it's 10,000 over a year. Um,
10,000 per year?
yeah.
Okay. So like 1,000 a month.
Yeah, and realistically, like the only problem is like I took myself off payroll. Um,
Wow.
so that I can go all in on building this app as fast as possible. And
Yeah.
so essentially what I was doing for my father was I built him systems and I consulted him on how to grow his business. I just told him we need to do these things. We implemented those things, and then I saw the results. Like
Right.
in 13 months, we did over 1.3 million in revenue. We maintained our margins. I think we are averaging in the between 50 and 60% gross margins.
Mhm.
We paid off over $100,000 of debt, bought a new truck, bought a dump trailer, like all good things.
Yeah.
Um, and that was like, yeah, it was a pain in the ass, but the hardest part in that whole thing was just like convincing him to listen to me. So I
So hang
think
on, hang
that
on. You did coaching with your dad, and I remember when you came back from the Alex Hormozy thing, I thought that's what you're going to do was to do coaching. Coaching
yeah.
for who though? And then but now you said you have an app.
So the realistically, I don't want to be a consultant. Um,
Okay.
I think that I could do it as an upsell, like
Mhm.
an extra hold your hand while I help you implement some tools. But I think that
Why do you not want to be a consultant?
it's just lower leverage. It's not that I can't do it, it's just lower leverage. I might do it in the short term just so I can build better relationships with the people who are going to help me develop the app and so I can just get some short-term cash.
Hmm.
Um, but long term, like I'm just gonna develop the SaaS app. Like that is $100 million vessel
Hmm.
instead of me getting tapped. Like it's just a service-based business. I'm providing my physical services. I can only do one-to-one, and then maybe I can do one-to-many, and I sell a course, and that's like, okay, it's me versus the 9,000 else that exist.
Who are
Um,
you selling to?
GCs.
All right, so general
So
commercial or residential.
residential. So
Okay.
residential, smaller GCs. I'm not
Okay.
going after people who are doing 30 million a year. I've
Yeah.
never done that, so realistically, I don't have the advice to give them.
Yep.
Um, but
Is the upsell to be like sub 100 in annual revenue to then double or triple that? Is that like what are you promising them? Or what are you pitching them?
Um, I haven't really decided exactly who I and how I want to work with them. I'm more so trying to use free content, and I have a school community around it, so I'm going to drive people into this. I'm just going to start teaching people things that I've done in the business that I've seen work,
Mhm.
specifically for contractors. Um, and then the tool that I'm building is just to help them in their business. It's and a lot of the business tools that exist. Um, I think that was the biggest thing that I spent my hours of my time banging my head against a wall because you have so many. You have your CRM, but then you have 9,000 integration tools to try and customize into your business when you
Yeah.
really only need them to do 4 or 5 things.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the barrier to entry. It's way too difficult for people to use. And for a GC or a guy in the trades, most of them hate technology. They hate using their phones. They're like, I cannot stand to try and go through another one of these apps. They're like, I don't fucking care. So they just revert back to doing what they did before. Half
Pencil
of
and
my
paper.
uncles work in the trades and they run their business off of QuickBooks invoices and a pen and paper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going to separate it out into like a basis of a tool. It's going to intake customers. It's going to allow you to put them through, like automated through your process from start to finish. And then you can have added on features if you would like to, or they'll, like, if you don't have that feature, it'll just push you on through. So most business in the trades is referral based. So I am going to give them essentially like templates that people pay online for so that they can implement into their business manually, but it'll all be built in. So you'll have your lead qualification forms that instead of them sitting on the phone and trying to have conversations with people or working with homeowners or wasting their time driving out to projects that they're never going to do, um, people will just upload that information on their own through a portal, through a text message, and then it'll automatically populate in their phone, in their app on their phone. And then they'll just look at it and they'll be like, okay, do I want to take this job? Yes or no? And then
Yeah.
they'll just send either accept, and then they can go to scheduling a time for them to do a site visit or decline. And then they can either have a templated message that says, sorry, we're not taking your project, or they can custom write it or whatever. But that saves like on average 4 to 5 hours per customer,
Yeah.
not going
Yeah.
out to a job that you're not going to ever take on. Like that
Or they can
one is
just like,
huge. And then the scheduling, it'll have an opportunity to confirm it with the customer. It'll do automated messaging with them.
Yeah.
It'll have the opportunity for them to send pertinent information to subs via text message, so they don't need to have an app, but it's a way to kind of keep it in like a right in front of your face timeline of who's coming and when. Um, and then have templates for sending estimates. If they don't, that can be another add-on. Templates for sending contracts, that can be another add-on, or they can be combined. Most people just do their quotes and contracts as one, um, which, is what it is.
So let me ask you this, Lee. So you're in a phase of your life. So you joined the multifamily. What is it called? Multifamily something, wealth something. Your hat. What does it say?
Multifamily wealth nation.
Okay, multifamily wealth nation. You joined that at one point because you wanted to purchase. You wanted
Commercial
to
real estate.
purchase commercial real estate.
Commercial residential real estate, yeah.
But you're going to put a pause on that to then build out your app now.
I've always wanted real estate is more just a tax saving strategy. Like
Okay.
I don't want to have a real estate business.
Okay.
I don't want to have VAs and a cold callers and a TC and like I don't want any of that.
I'm gonna fight you on this later, not now,
Mhm.
because I used to think the same thing where I was like, oh, it's just a perk. But then I feel like the people that are most successful in it, they have a business that then drives that business of acquiring real estate. So I feel you where I'm like, I don't want to get into the minutia of things, but they have some sort of business. The ones that I've seen that have been the most successful have a business that generates that for what they really want.
Totally. I 100% agree with you.
We don't have to fight about this now, but like at a later date.
Yeah.
Um,
I just think it's a matter of bandwidth. I don't have the bandwidth to go all in on one business idea and run a separate business.
so
Like
that's
when I
that's
did go
what
to Alex Hormozzi's event, every single person between $1 and $3 million a year, it's focus. It's they
I'm
want to have
That's what
six
I'm
businesses.
that's what I'm asking you. So at one point you had said you wanted to do the multifamily thing. You were asking around per, Isaiah and Jake at one point
Mhm.
and some other things like that. You should
Yeah.
also talk to Kevin Kozak. He did the Jake. I always call it like Bert and Ernie. It's not Bert and Ernie. It's like two guys where it's like Jake and Paul or Jake and Gino out of like
Yeah.
Florida. But he paid like 45,000 to get in it, and then he's doing what he's doing in Ohio, which is phenomenal. But but you're telling me now that you're working on this project of yours. So if we're talking about focus, then your focus is no babies for a year, getting your wife's Anna's immigration thing or whatever she needs to get squared away, and
Mhm.
you launching this app.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Correct.
Okay,
100%.
good to know.
And
So how can I help you? Or like, what do you need?
so I need feedback right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like the biggest thing is like I'm developing this tool and I know that you have part of the reason why I wanted to come onto this. Like I'm not really trying to buy real estate right now.
Oh,
Um, I do, however, and could leverage the amount of contractors and people that you know that are business owners, that are the GCs that are doing the day to the day and could use tools like this to make them more valuable and make
very easy.
more money.
I
Yeah.
have that contractor group.
Hmm.
The only thing is I don't allow. So I've had other people in the past that are like, Ryan Orico asked me, and some other people asked me where they're like, hey, I want to post this thing. And I said, no, no, no. The group is a very, very clear cut group, very simple group. You have a job, you get
Yeah.
it filled, the end, right?
Mhm.
However, you're welcome to DM private message anyone in that group.
Hmm.
And I would tell you the people that are commenting underneath the post, those are the people that you want to be reaching out to.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of people in there that do that already. And the number one thing that like I'm kicking people out for is website building, brand building, merchandise making, something about government contracts. That shit pops up a lot. I don't know what that's about. Estimation services, but when they come up, I'll like tell you about them. But you're welcome to solicit people in private message. I just don't allow anyone to post anything that is not a job that needs to be filled. No
Hmm.
solicitation. But apart from that, there are tons of people in there that are doing like accounting. I have accounting.
Yeah.
I have people that are offering cleaning services and they just DM people left, right, and center. And you're welcome
Totally.
to do that. There's also a directory because fucking every group I do, I'm always like, let's have a directory. And they fill it out by themselves. I don't actually look at it, but there's probably about 200 people in there. And those are the tenacious, a little bit more tech savvy people that you're welcome to, I guess. Technically, or you can do whatever the fuck you want with your life. And you're not supposed to because that's my rule, but it exists there. And so if you wanted to, you could. But their contact information is there. So if you go to Contractors Help Contractors and you search for me or search for directory, it'll pop right up. There's an intake form and then there's the results form, and people just fill that out left, right, and center. And one of the things about joining that group is I always ask people, like, make sure you fill out the directory, and as soon as you're done you have to write this thing, and if you don't write it then I don't let you in. And I think I joined the group when it was like 13,000 and we're at like 18,000, so at least 5,000 of the new people definitely had to see that message. Whether or not they did it, who knows.
Hmm.
Some of them are people that are like looking for jobs and they're not offering services, so yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think like, realistically, I know that it's needed. I know that it is valuable. I'm making it super niche, like it's targeted at GCs that are solo operators, subbing jobs out, small scale, um, not enterprise level. and it's literally just built to save people time.
What
And
if
then
you
I'll
were to
grow from there.
do like a GC meetup? Because the other thing that I've always thought about that I didn't know how to do was obviously I do like Zooms and directories and meetups, but I fucking was like, I don't want to be in a group full of contractors because that sounds fucking terrible.
You can
For
have
me,
subs there. So when you do it, like GCs are gonna want to meet subs. So you need to like have
that's the thing is like I didn't know. So at one point at the beginning of every year, I'm always like, I should put a post out that's like, hey guys, what do you want? And then there's always like three people who are like, shut the fuck up, Suzanne. No, they're not like that. But they're like, I just want more jobs. I want more revenue. And I'm just like, I I have a chip on my shoulder where I feel like I can't communicate with men. You know what a genius I am.
well, they're very ego driven, so you have to like work
But
from that aspect.
Lee, you could totally do. So I have posted before, or I have loud posts before. Somebody else, I think there was like a lumber yard that was having some sort of free event for contractors where they're like, hey, let me help you with this. And so the whole point of contractors help contractors is one, getting jobs filled. People need to have jobs and people need to get them filled. And from time to time, I've also allowed people like younger people that are searching for jobs where they're like, I have 12 years of experience and I have a car and I'm looking for a job in this. Like I'm trying to get people to have jobs together. But I also allowed some sort of like free events or some sort of resource that's good for contractors to have. I can't do everything because there are a lot of people that are like, I'll give you a free website, I'll give you free merchandise, and that's a whole nother spiel. But like if you had a local meetup that you had contractors come to and I don't know, you show them your software, your systems or whatever, you're welcome to do that. I would be happy to post that because again, it's a contract, it's a contractor resource that is free for them. And then also it entertains the idea. I told you at one point, I was like, you know what? You owe me a summertime picnic that you never fucking gave me. You remember this? I remember
A
this.
summer party.
In your parking lot, there was a cotton candy machine involved, and I was
Yeah,
going to
I
hang
can't.
out.
Yeah. I mean, we can't. Like, basically, there was
Don't
this whole
listen.
thing.
Don't worry about it. I'm just trying to guilt trip you into having a party, but I'm also thinking like
I don't
party.
have a place to do it anymore. I wanted to do it in that parking lot. I even went to like
What happened?
I was like a regular at the Wing It's there, the wing place.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh, don't worry about
I
that.
know the
We could
manager and
do.
everything, and I was talking to her.
Don't worry about catering.
There's a crazy neighbor at the condominium association who's like trying to get us investigated
For
because
what?
we'll use fucking table saws in at
Uh-oh.
noon on a Tuesday
Listen, you don't have to feed
at a
me.
cabinet company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dickhead.
think I think I think the answer is, if I'm being honest with you, was that the guy that was mad about you guys with your motorcycles?
Oh
That
yeah.
might.
Yeah.
So I think it's a motorcycle thing. But at one time I was like, you should have, like how you have pony rides at a party. I was like, you guys
Yeah.
should have motorcycle rides and go like downtown Newmarket. That might be fun. That might be
Yeah.
fun. But
There's
anyway, I like the idea of getting people together. I've always been a big fan of that. I just never wanted to do it for a contractor group because I was like, what am I getting myself into? What kind of can of worms am I opening up? But if you would like to do that, I would like to support you in doing that. And obviously, it's a good, what do you call it, test group, or it's a good group of people to get together. They're local, they get to know you. You can advertise your dad's business a little bit if you wanted to do it that way. There's possibility there. So brainstorm a little bit, but that's an option for you.
It's actually a really good idea. So, I actually work in commercial construction. So, a lot of people host like GC meetups. Obviously, it's commercial when we're talking residential, but like having like partnering with like member a lumber thing you had said, and like hosting it there, and then GCs because then they want to meet the subs, and then Lee's coming in with this AI app. I think it's a really like good idea of bringing it all together. I think it would work awesomely. And if Lee, if you need anything in regards to like, I see a lot of interesting people, a lot of interesting businesses, and a lot of archaic people. Like
Yeah.
call it that.
Even the vendors that we worked with over the last year, I think that I've always been kind of a nerd secretly, and I really do enjoy technology, and that's ultimately what I've wanted to do. I just didn't have the technical expertise. Like I can't code, and that is such a high barrier to entry, or would have been for me previously, that it wouldn't have been really worth it. I was like, I can just go and do this thing and just accept that I'm not going
I
to
think
build
it,
a
I,
tech company.
You don't
I think
need
it
to
makes you
code.
better.
You can, so like I used to work for a no code solution. So it's a dragon, like everyone talks about Zapier. This is more like robust. It's for like enterprise. So like Nationwide Insurance built 8,000 business rules to properly code their financial systems. And
Mhm.
a lot of people like will like white label our product or when I worked for that company and they would use it in the back of an app. So like all those
Yeah.
fintech apps need to like have like special coding that takes
Yeah.
a lot of time, but with like drag and drop, it's easy able to do. You do need somebody to architect it out, right?
Yeah.
You need one of those people, but you can totally like have the vision and just partner with somebody on it.
Yeah. I have a couple buddies who are computer software engineers,
Hmm.
luckily.
Yeah,
Um, so
the guys.
yeah, I am gonna go to them once I've built it and just be like, here's my database, here's how I've built it, tell me where it's fucked up and what I need to do to fix it. Um, so, but
And then
it's
you
it's it's
guinea
just
pig.
been really I'm just like prompt engineering. I'm just taking my ideas and putting them into a prompt and then AI is coding it for me.
But I think that's the genius in it because I think once upon a time, I think we were too fixated on like, if I have to be great, then I have to do this one singular thing. And I think it's somebody who rides both sides of like integrator and visionary. That's kind of you, right? You have the vision of where you're trying to go. You might not have the technical expertise that's so finite, but it's also like conversely, those technical finite people don't have the big vision. They get lost. They don't even know how to communicate. I've talked to plenty of engineers to where you're like, you should be alone in a dark room all day
Mhm.
long and have no social interaction because fucking this is autism on steroids right now.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So like you being on both sides and tech AI is pretty incredible. So I love the idea. I'm a huge fan of people. Sometimes it can get annoying. I get it, but there are also some really spectacular people that I've met over the years. So again, one of the reasons why I wanted you to have that party is I wanted you to have like all your clients and customers come out and have some sort of summer barbecue, celebrate you. And also it's a chance for you to reconnect with people that you've done business with. And I think that's also important that if you need a test group, you technically have one with your parents' business already, all the subs that you have. You also have my GC group. You have, people here in this, in Creative Elite as well. So leverage everything that you can leverage. And again, like I would love for you guys to have some sort of GC meetup. I just don't want to be the face of that. But I'm happy to support you if you want to do something like that.
Yeah, no, I
First
definitely wouldn't
ever,
be opposed to
first
it.
annual, sponsored by Veader, founder of what is it called? Do we know? Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
What is
it's
it called?
the Trades Pro app.
Trades Pro app. Founder of Trades Pro, Leviator, sponsored by. Just do whatever. You know what was fun? I think one of my most fun meetups ever was a picnic in Acton. It was a potluck picnic. Everybody came. The weather was great. There was a pavilion. I think I spent $350 on like renting it out from Acton, whatever, and it was awesome. We had a lot of fun. And I just think men and barbecuing outside, out grass. They love grass, men, It,
Totally.
it
I,
wouldn't
I
be a
mean, I
bad
think
idea.
I think too, just I haven't even realized the situations that I've been in my life that have kind of geared me or directed me towards where I am today. But I think I just had a lot of skill sets that I, like the imposter syndrome, or you don't recognize the value of them. And I think that going full in on the business and then just seeing just the numerical difference of a year and what my inputs created gave me a lot of confidence in that. And then just even things as stupid as like the brotherhood. Like it's a group of like four generations of guys that I grew up with, and now we go out and we have, like yearly gatherings, but it's like 40 dudes that show up and get together and spend the weekend and just hang out and talk and whatever. But, you know, I'm like, why am I not doing that in a way that can make me money?
Good. The other thing that I feel compelled to tell you, and I don't know why, is I don't know how young you are, but I know you're young. And I feel like you have so much time to do so much stuff. And I also know that you don't feel that way. But I would say give yourself a little bit of grace. I think you're doing great. I mean, since the time that I've known you, you've made so many changes. It's wild. Like just hearing a recap of what you've done in 1 week. But I've also watched you for a couple years now, and yeah, you've every time you change, you grow. You're learning new things about yourself. And I love the fact that you're brave enough to make changes because sometimes that's scary. I sometimes think like the boomer generation stuck around for 40 years because they didn't have the balls to like pivot or talk back to their partner or go out on their own or whatever. So I think that that's something to be said about like our younger generation that we're willing to go out on a limb, but it takes massive, massive balls to do that. So kudos to you for the changes that you're making. I think you're doing great. If you need help or if you want feedback, I like the idea that you're like, I want to get feedback. Feedback is going to happen from people, living people that can give you advice that way. So one of my favorite things in real estate ever was Talk to People by Brent Daniels, which I will always tell everybody. He used to be a stripper, and I find that to be the funniest thing ever. He was a stripper, and then at a later date started doing real estate. And I just think like this fucking stripper came up with TTP, which is one of my all-time favorite things, which is Talk to People. It's on the level of Nike Just Do It. It's just so fucking short and sweet and nails it every time. But like Talk to People has helped me tremendously. Whether even if somebody can't help me, the fact that they're my sounding board and I can hear myself say something, or if I respect them and I'm just like, fuck, now I got to tell you this dumb thing that I fucking did and I hate it. It changes me. Every time I've talked, it changes me.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to talk to people. People
Does
at
anybody
home.
need a free book, by the way?
Say it again.
Sorry, I just had a full ADHD movement.
Go ahead. What happened?
Um, so I also spending all the money that I have to my name on books and courses, but I bought 200 of Alex Hormozzi's new book.
200 of his new book.
Yeah,
How much is his new book? How much did you spend?
like $6,000.
Jesus. Is it so $30 each?
Yeah,
Are you
but I have
reselling
a
the
lot
book?
of books to give away. So if you guys want a free book,
Why did you do that? Did you get like a bonus for doing that?
yeah, of course,
What's the
obviously.
bonus?
Um, so the coolest part is Alex Hormozzi and his company built their own internal AI and trained it on every one of his YouTube videos, every one of his books, and myself and the other 1,025 businesses that did workshops with him. So they had like in the middle of every session, they had like a little like plastic thing, and then you could see like a little blinking light. It was recording the audio of everything. So they
Hmm.
transcribed the audio from 2 years worth of workshops, 1,026 businesses, and then used it to train an internal AI. It's fucking genius. Like genius. And so
I
now,
don't know if I would call that genius. It's par for the course, in my
oh,
opinion.
totally, yeah.
Par
I
for the
mean, for
course,
people at
but
that level,
he's
yeah.
he's the first to do it, and he's the first that I know of to do something like this. Like I I worked for Tesla. Tesla for years has just been scraping data and fucking every car has 7 cameras, fucking watching everything. Like this,
Yeah.
the
Well,
shit
he
that they're
learns a
building
lot
out
from
there.
Elon Musk, so it
Yes.
makes sense. It makes sense.
Listen, it makes sense. The work that he's been doing for years now, all the thing that he's accumulated, he's now able to push through the machine of AI. Really fucking cool. Good for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Powerful.
now so part of that is I have now access to that.
Is that the thing that is that the prompt that you're working with to help you build
Ooh,
your app?
no, no,
No.
no, 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 no. It's called Lovable,
Okay.
which doesn't
Interesting.
sound like it'd be a vibe coder at all or any coding tool. It sounds like a dating app, but
Oh, lovable.
Lovable. But it's super cool. It basically it's kind of another ingenious. It's like I don't know if they're like a Turkish or like a Swedish or something, somewhere in that area of the world. But it's like a group of like
Icelandic.
20 people who built this. It's kind of like a wrapper of a large language model, but specifically geared towards code. And then it pairs with a bunch of stuff. So there's like it integrates specifically with another company that I'm sure they get a kickback from that hosts your back end, and then it pairs with the thing where you can buy your domain from, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you now have 8 subscriptions to build your app. But all of them are built for huge companies. So, like I have geolocating in it so you can like put somebody's address in and then you can just click on it and it like links to your maps. So you don't have to go fucking digging through address like where's this lead supposed to be?
This is what I want from you. Anytime Lovable or whatever this machine that he created, anytime it does something super neat, I want you to report it back to me in Creative Elite. I just want you to be like, today's update, this thing just did this crazy thing, and here's my idea for what happens next. I don't know, or DM me. I don't care, but I'm
I'm gonna
curious
try
to
and start
know.
posting stuff on social media.
I'm
Not say
curious
try,
to
I'm going
know.
to. So I just bought a huge whiteboard. I got myself some little microphones
I
and
like the beard. The beard is looking very full and mighty.
thank you. Thank you.
Hmm. I feel like
Um,
you're getting ready for winter fall vibes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Um, so I got a whiteboard, I have microphones, and I have so the microphones and the phone stand are showing up tomorrow. I got the whiteboard showed up today. I'm
Mhm.
gonna start making some videos and
And the videos are going to be about what exactly? All right.
basically
Then
business. Well, I do know. I do know. It's gonna be basically just a contracting business. It's gonna be anybody can use it, but specifically geared towards contractors, how to run their businesses better. Hey, here's how you should do your pricing. Here is how you should manage your leads. Here's how you should handle your referrals.
okay.
Here's how you should manage your subs. Here's how you
But
should
I'm
do this.
but I'm asking, so that's stuff for what is it? Tech Pro? Is that what you called it?
Trades Pro, yeah.
Say it again.
Trades
Trades
Pro,
Trades
like
Pro.
trades industry, Trades
Yes,
Pro.
yes, yes. No, don't worry, I got it. So Trades Pro, I get it. So, or I think I get it. You're
I'm
putting
going
out
to teach
content.
people about their businesses
Yeah,
so that they can recognize
the
me as a
value.
trusted voice for somebody they would trust to offer something that's going to be valuable to their business. And
Mm,
then they're going to be like, oh, that's interesting. Build up my following, funnel them into my school community. And then my school community, that's where I'm going to have resources for them. So they're going to have free templates that they can use, how-to guides, free trainings, build that community up. And then from there, I'm going to send them in to be like, hey, here's all like the manual things that you can do to run your business better. If you want it to be done for you as like an automated, augmented, do it from your phone, run your business manager from your phone, here's an app that you can use.
yeah,
That's it. That's the whole idea.
cool.
And
I
then
like
if I want to, I can potentially sell, the meetups and have hosted meetups where I do bigger masterminds and I can charge for those if I want to. But for
Mhm.
now, it's going to be mostly me reaching out to other voices in the space who already have followings, who run podcasts or YouTube channels or whatever, and then build up somewhat of my following so they know I'm like have a pulse and I'm not just a fake person. And they can be like, okay, here's this kid, he's doing this, he built this. Um, you know, let me use it, or I'll send them a demo, or I'll show them a demo like a VSL or something. And then they can just watch that, see how it works, see if they're interested in it, and then I can kind of go from there and nurture those relationships so then they can share with their audiences and then just start building a customer base. And then eventually, what I would like to do, kind of what full circle moment, is once I can show proof of concept and create essentially like a pitch deck, not from zero. I want to pitch it to ACQ Ventures and Alex Mosey and his team and say, hey, do you guys want to invest in this? Help me grow the business. And then if I can do that, I want to take it to 100 million.
You're like a little New Hampshire Hermosi. I like it. The ginger leprechaun Hermosi. Jiggity jacked.
Which is like, yeah, I mean, we're from the same city. We're both from Baltimore. Um,
I didn't know this about you.
yeah, I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. Um, kind of around the same time that I got into doing business and like he left his white collar job, I left the military, both to pursue business. Make a lot of mistakes, crash and burn. Um, I've had failed businesses, failed ideas, failed partnerships, failed all of the same things. Try and learn quickly and I have the cheat codes of all of his information that he didn't have. So realistically, I should be able to, with what I know and what I'm capable of, I have the ability to build something pretty substantial. And I think that the only thing is I don't know that I can actually truly work as hard as he does. Like he works an absurd amount that I don't know that I have in me, if I'm being honest. So if I can expect to work 70% as hard as he can, I'm okay with also making 70% of what he has because I'd be I'd fuck you money and that's what I want.
Okay. I have this silly app that keeps, or this advertisement that keeps popping up. I apologize. By the way, Jace, I denied your note taker, which is fine in my opinion, because so for those that don't know, these are recorded. They do get uploaded to YouTube. Nobody's really watching it. The whole point of it is for things to get documented. And if there's ever something like maybe you had a spiel about something that was super great, and for me, I don't always hear very well, and I need to go back and have it repeated to me. It always exists there as a documented thing. Zoom is amazing. I have the pro version of it, and so it does automated summary notes, automated summary, and automated tasks of like what things to do. So anyway, go to my YouTube. You'll find every meeting that we've ever had there. And you can check it out. But all the notes are there. You don't need to have it's a duplicate thing for you to have an AI note taker because Zoom already has one built in and I post it together. So check that out.
It automatically joins all my meetings.
Oh, okay. Well, you're fine. I'm
Sorry.
just letting you know. This is the first time that I saw it, the first time that I canceled it. I didn't want you to be like, what? So I'm just explaining.
Oh no, you've totally done it to me before. No worries.
All right, Mr. Handlebars, I wanted to ask you, what's going on with you? You got a new
Besides
look?
that mustache.
I love it.
Jace, you got a problem with the stash, huh?
I love it, but
Well,
clearly,
there's very few people that can pull off a stash like that. It looks good.
I think
You're saying I can pull it off now.
I have one friend who can also pull it off, and every time I do, he's like, "No, guys, it was supposed to be funny," and his girlfriend is like, "Don't say that to him. Do not encourage this."
That's funny. Yeah, thanks. Rocking the mustache. We'll see how long it stays. I don't know. I'm hanging, getting stuff done.
What's going on with you lately? What's cooking?
Just waiting on deals to close. Just want deals to close. Yeah. I have
How many deals?
I don't know, I got like 7 closing next month. 6,
Um,
7, 6, 6.
are they all that are these all deals that were signed the previous month, or is it just getting push into next month?
Well, one was signed in May, June, July, 2 in August. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's just different timelines for different things. Two of them are listings, 3 of them are listings,
Mm-hmm.
3 of them are assignments. Yeah.
Nice.
No, one of them is a flip as well.
That's your first flip, Sanford, right?
Yes, we're under agreement. We made it past the inspection. They didn't ask for any money off. They're not canceling. We just have to make sure that the back baseboard heaters, like in the kitchen and the back room, are just functioning before closing. I think we ran out of oil before those actually were able to turn on or something. So it should be good. So I spent my afternoon. I had 2 appointments today. One kind of canceled, but I had a good appointment today in Nashua. We're like 20 grand off on asking price, so that's solid if you're presenting wholesale prices. I think that might get signed, maybe. I don't know. The urgency wasn't super there, but yeah, Sanford, hopefully that closes. It's supposed to close 9/18. Westford, my buyer got in there the other day to do septic stuff, like get the ball rolling with the septic design.
I'm curious to know how much he ends up spending on septic. I've never, because he's doing a system start to finish out there. Because I don't think you can even, at least in Andover, if there was a problem with the septic, you cannot even repair it. Everything has to be wiped out. Everything has to be replaced.
Oh, everything's doing new. It's a cesspool, so
Oh.
it's existing as a cesspool. So he's doing everything new. He was banking, I think he was holding 30 for it.
I'd love to know.
Potentially more unless there's like all sorts of crazy stuff you find once you start digging.
Yeah. Is it a 3-bedroom?
Technically, yes, and I think you could make it a fourth.
Okay.
It needs a lot of work, but so he was in there for septic yesterday, getting that ball rolling. That was fine.
When
Listing in
does
Marlboro.
that one closes in September?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, like end of September, September 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Listing in Marlboro, we got the fat purchase and sale deposit. It was like a 200K deposit that the buyer is putting into the listing of mine. So we got that. We're under contract. That should be closing 9/15. Sanford should be closing 9/18.
Yep.
The lot of land in Hyde Park, Mattapan, I think should be closing September, hopefully end of September. That one will probably get pushed. Probably a couple of months is my guess.
Unless you have a great TC.
No, TC doesn't help here. It's literally the bank not allowing a partial lead release. When we filled out the paperwork, they said estimated timeline 3 to 6 months. So, and we already filed to get the ball rolling with it, but they were like, yeah, fuck you. Like, you can't file until after a year from when it was originated, which the day that we can file is going to be August 29th. So we have to,
Jace, get them.
so we have to file that
Same.
August 29th. We already have the buyer's attorney who's on that. I have a third party authorization. The attorney has a third party authorization for the bank. Um, we're just literally waiting for the lien release.
If you
And
call them every day, they'll get so sick of you that somebody will just do it.
yeah, and I think we need to start that, but we can't do it until the 29th.
No, not until the
Everything is
29th, but like
busy.
the 29th at 8 a.m. You're the first one in. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hello,
Yeah,
what are y'all doing? What's going
yeah,
on? How was your
yeah.
day?
I
Maybe
like it.
roll in with some donuts.
It's
They're
also
local.
it's a big old company. It's like
Rocket Mortgage, right?
yeah, Rocket.
Ew, yeah, that's gonna take forever.
Yeah,
Jace,
they're not
your
gonna be
husky
able
voice
to
got sexier. What's going on with you?
fuck.
Um,
Last
I'm
time she
gonna
was talking, I wrote her on the side and I was like, girl, that voice, the things you could say to me that I would do right now for you, you sound good.
um
I know you're feeling
if
like
I
shit.
feel any shittier tomorrow, I'm gonna go to the doctor.
You sound like you need one.
I've been eating popsicles in lieu of medicine, but it's not going well. So
Are you
yeah.
gargling salt water?
Oh, and I remember
Okay.
there may or may not be a salt shaker like next to my shower right now.
I think you need to twerk naked on your lawn with a sprinkler showering you because I saw something one time on Instagram about rain dancing. That might be helpful.
Okay.
Just
Maybe
looking
the
out,
back lawn.
just looking out for you, boo. Or you could do like a naked slip and slide with like your kids' inflatable toys on your Texan lawn out there.
We do have a giant inflatable slip and slide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give the neighbors something to talk about, and then they'll come over and they'll be like, "Let me make you some soup. You sound sick." That's what my neighbors do for me. They pretty much find out I'm sick and then make me soup, which is cute. But
That is very cute. I'll
I hope,
BRB.
I hope you feel better fast. All
Thank
right, Mark,
you.
coming back to you. So, on the 29th at 8 a.m., according to Jace, call every day until you move the needle on that one. So right now that one is closing. So 8:29 is when you get you have the green light, and then right now your closing is for 9:30.
Well, I mean, so the buyer is only signed until 9:30, but my guess is we're gonna have to extend a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 months is my guess
Okay.
for the lien release. But Westford, yeah, closing 9:30. Rockport, that's that listing on that lot of land closing 9:19. And then that lot of land in Lynn, closing 9/8. So that's gonna be the soonest one, which is great because it's a fat deal.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I let the seller sit there for like a couple of weeks, like, I don't know, sounds kind of sketchy, and then didn't do anything. And then I was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
Who's
Yeah,
the attorney on Lynn? It's going to be the buyer, right? It's the buyer's
yeah,
attorney.
it's whoever Rich uses.
Do we know who he uses?
I can see right now. Yeah, I'm not positive. I'll let you know.
I'd be interested to see who he uses. I know that New Western uses it's like Kristen Typert from like legal services. And initially I thought I just thought the worst of them, and I thought they were going to be super expensive because New Western does the double close thing where I have to pay for fees on both sides, and I thought they were going to be just ridiculous with it, but no, it was super like buttoned up, tight. She was amazing, and they got the deal closed on time, and that's the thing that blew me away, is because I feel like with Hong or whoever else that I'm working with, there's always some last minute bullshit. Everything gets kicked off for another week, or I've never closed on time. And so for me to know that they're doing New Westerns deals and they're all double closes, and they're intense, I'm just very impressed by them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm working with the New Western, working on them with one deal right now, and it's Mike Richards and Associates is who I'm using with them. But I don't know as if
Which one? And that's the land deal in Hyde Park with the lien release.
yeah, yeah.
Weird. That's weird that they I used one for mine, and then because
Well,
technically New Western is the buyer on every single deal because they double close it.
yeah, but you can't just have one attorney. Like sometimes if you're doing volume, like sometimes attorneys are busy, and they have
That's
other
fair.
business and all that stuff.
Hmm.
You need more. But Jessica Clark Law is what I'm seeing uh on the deal that I'm working with Rich on.
I'm just surprised. I would love to know. So, what happened? New Western is having a meetup September 4th. I put it on the calendar. I don't know what day that is, like a Thursday or Wednesday. But I would love to ask them about their attorneys and like who they use and why they use. Again, I was very impressed with the one who closed mine. And I just assumed they did all their deals, unless there's like a special thing that needs to happen or blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
I would think it's a one stop shop because they have a certain, you know, that's the whole reason why certain mortgage companies work with certain title companies. It just flows faster, less explanation, blah, 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 blah. And with that kind of volume, I don't know, but I'll find out, hopefully.
It's going well with Rich so far, though. I like it. It's been smooth. I've had requests. They were taken and given, uh,
Does he give
approved.
you, he gives you visibility into the stuff, or you just sit like a pretty princess on the side and he taps you on the shoulder when you need stuff?
What do you mean?
Like, so for example, I like full visibility into all my shit all the
Yeah, I
time.
mean, I'm on an email chain and like his attorney's on it, but I'm not. I don't have any idea about the buyer. If I want updates about the buyer, I ask, and then
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Nice.
no, it should be good. It's been smooth so far, and if we get this one closed, I'm happy to bring in more. Yeah,
So I have six for you: Sanford, Westford, Marlborough, Hyde Park, Rockport, Lynn.
sounds accurate.
Okay. Congratulations on your September.
It hasn't happened yet, but it's looking to be a good one. Um, Good appointment today in Nashua. I started my acquisition manager this week, pretty much. He was calling. He called a guy, which is what I call like basically qualifying. He
Mm-hmm.
called a guy yesterday and was continuing to touch base with him today. And I listened to the calls, like, no, we got to go meet this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he called the guy today at noon to get a couple additional like pieces of information. And then he's like, hey, are you around today? Because my appointment in Salem didn't show up. So I was like kicking around getting lunch at Tuscan Village. And then he was like, "Hey, this guy can meet us at 2." So like, my acquisition guy lives up in like New Ipswich, so it was like 40 minutes for him to get to Nashua, and then maybe 30 from me in Salem to go there. But it was a good appointment. I'm hopeful. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
What's the lead source for this one?
PPC. So I started a
Mm-hmm.
new PPC guy who's like super cheap, and I think he's like recycling leads. I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. I haven't talked to enough of them, but this lead was on there, so it was good. And there's a couple others, and I knew this source previously, and there were some good leads from it. So
Good.
yeah, crazy cheap, crazy cheap, crazy cheap, and so it's getting leads. So.
Good. What are you anticipating you need help with?
Making the transition from like me doing everything to being able to delegate through SOPs and videos showing people how to do it. So I'm not doing everything. So it's been a good help. Like over the weekend and and last Friday and yesterday. It was nice. Like I might have been doing something already, going to an appointment or just even hanging out, not doing anything, and I'm getting appointments on my calendar. So my cold caller is putting appointments on my calendar. I think it was like Friday. I hung out, didn't really do any work, but like I had 6 calls. So I was just like hanging out and just having those calls. I wasn't sitting at the computer. I was
Mm.
doing whatever it was that I wanted, and that was nice. So getting that set up and running and functioning well. Right now, they're just going through the motions, like with what they kind of know, and like they don't really know the CRM, and I haven't really been training them. I'm just like, hey, figure it out. This is a quick video on like rough, loose, like this is how you use it. This is like if I was to log in for the day, I would do this first, I would do this second, and then here's how I do those. And just letting them run with it, and it works. But I need to dial it in, obviously, and like actually give them, you know, directions. And I probably should have like a weekly meeting and all that stuff that I don't do, but I will.
Weekly team meetings are what I used to do back in the day when I was on a thing. And it was just a good way to like level set, encourage communication between people, blah, blah, blah. But I almost think that if you have, what's this about?
To Jace's comment about
Oh.
remember this when they fuck up because I didn't give them any direction.
Yeah. I would almost say like your people are new to you. Like I like the hand holding kind of stuff that you're doing with Joe, because you went to the appointment with him, you gave him feedback on his calls, that sort of deal. I don't think you're cold caller. You're not really spending too much time when
Uh-oh.
feedback, are you?
No, honestly, she's pretty good. She's pretty good, not gonna lie. Like I can just she's used my CRM before actually, so she's a little bit familiar with it. Um, she's cold called before. She's used Mojo before, so she's doing all that stuff. It's just really my script that I want her to, and even still, she ad libs on top of my script, and I don't hear any of it and be like, ah, this sucks, or she needs to change this or whatever. I'm just
Mm.
like, get the leads in, just get them in, let's
I
go.
think you said that on last call. Weren't we listening to a call or something, or that was on your call on a Wednesday? But you were like, I need to talk to her and give her, I don't know. But I think maybe spending some time with her would be nice. How long has she been with you for?
2 weeks, maybe a week or 2.
2 weeks? That's it?
Yeah,
Damn.
but it's
Okay.
good. She's like crushing calls. She was making like I don't know, something like 1,000, 1,500 calls a day. And I don't even have like bulk list to give her. This is just all like niche list that I'm like that I've had in my system and she's just calling through. But I need to also be much better about pulling lists. But I have been getting a lot of the PPC leads. I've been getting anywhere up to 30 or so PPC leads per day, which is
Mhm.
wild. Including weekends. Weekends is like 5 or so, which I think is interesting. But
You just running like paid ads for those, or you have a
not
media
even.
buyer?
Found a guy through one of the through like Upwork or something like that. I don't know if it was Upwork exactly, but someone I knew was using him, and then he was like phasing out and not using him because he just not isn't really doing marketing anymore. He's like working a full-time job. So I was like, I'll take him on, and I was like, I'll pay you monthly for giving me the hookup. So I pay him, and then he pays the actual guy who does it. I don't even know. I can't put my finger on what it is. I haven't talked to enough of the leads. But some people are just like, I didn't fill out the form, which is I think kind of standard. But then some of the people are like it already sold. So part of me thinks it's like a
That's
mix.
definitely recycled shit.
Yeah. Which is, but like I'm
If
talking to
it's
people
cheap,
on it.
yeah, whatever.
It's super cheap and there's like leads.
What
Like
are you using for CRM?
Follow Up Boss. It was acquired by Zillow in the past year or two, and I call it the Facebook of CRMs. It's nice and I feel pretty easy to use, but also robust. Um, it's agent focused, so it's not perfect, but it works.
What are you using it for?
Wholesaling just for like leads, managing leads. So I'll push. So this is I'm also confused and conflicted on what I should do. These PPC leads are coming in up to 30 a day, but like I think they're recycled and some are bullshit. So it's like I don't know if they're actually like did they raise their hand? Did they fill out a form? If they did, I'm happy to have them there. But if they didn't, I kind of want them to live in my triple line dialer. And then I can have my cold caller call through that list. And as people raise their hand and confirm, yes, I am selling, then they push them to the CRM. I think it's gonna get messy if my CRM is overrun with
Hmm.
bullshit leads. So
I
I think
totally agree.
Yeah.
So I can say like for a while, when I first got into my dad's CRM, the way he had it set up, it was every client he had ever serviced
Ever.
on one screen.
Yeah.
And
And you're
not
wasting
bullshit.
time just
Not
by
bullshit.
having people that aren't even, yeah.
He's like, this is perfect. I'm like, this is a disaster. Um, so
Yeah. It's bad.
I think that yeah, because it's basically like any your CRM should be a customer relationship management. So you can't be you're
Mhm.
wasting time
Relationship, yeah.
relating to a non-customer. Um,
But a lot of the PPL leads that I do, a lot of the PPL, I was paying like $300 to $500 per lead for PPL.
oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
like even those leads, like I didn't fill it out, or like fuck you, or high prices, they're shit until you get a good one, then it's real good. This
Yeah.
I feel is kind of almost the same way. And like some of them have agreed that they fill out a form, and then some haven't. So I think they're just old leads, and he's just putting new timestamps on them because he
Yeah.
just sends me an Excel sheet every day.
Gotcha.
Which is like fine. I'm cool with it if I can pull stuff, and it seems like I have pulled stuff already.
So is the only thing that you can do to cold call these people?
As soon as they go into my CRM, I go through and I send them a text and I put them on a drip email campaign, and they get one email every 2 weeks forever. Well, for 2 years, and then it restarts.
Because if you just set up like a Twilio account, are you familiar with Twilio?
I think Twilio, I am not. I hear it all the time. I think technically a lot of the CRMs that can actually have a dialer through it or through
Yeah.
Twilio. And
Yeah.
I think Follow Up Boss has a dialer in it, my CRM, but I think there's also a Twilio plugin, maybe.
So just for your information, whether it's Go High Level, what Follow Up Boss, like any CRM tool basically takes Twilio that has a usage of SMS, and they're just wrappers. They're
Hmm.
wrappers around some text. So
Hmm.
Twilio is the place where people purchase numbers for dialers, for like phone agents,
Anywhere.
through whatever, anywhere. So like even other companies, if you buy them through like a CRM, if you look at their rates for their number and then like per phone call, text message, etc., they're like a couple cents higher than Twilio. They basically just buy their numbers from Twilio and then they wrap them
Yeah.
and they sell them to you. So if you go direct through Twilio, you save money. And then there's a bunch of different workflows that you can build through it. So if you understand how to build a workflow, I'm not sure if you've ever used Zapier. It's very, very similar.
Yeah, I've done a
Um,
couple of things through Zapier, and it felt like a great feat to like get it to work. I'm like, yeah, it worked and how I want it to. Fuck yeah.
yeah. So if you've done that before, they have some training videos, you can YouTube it. Um, You can also like use ChatGPT to kind of like walk you through the steps if you get lost or how you want to structure it and say like, hey, I'm using Twilio. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is what I have. Walk me through like I'm a 3-year old how to build this. And, and it should be able to like tell you what buttons to press. But
Yeah, I
basically
just don't know. Like, I know Follow Up Boss uses it for that. I don't know. I feel like Follow Up Boss is pretty much like, I don't know. It's difficult. There are lots of plugins that you can get or I can download from like a marketplace type of thing.
yeah.
But like Follow Up, the one of the reasons I like Follow Up Boss is it does not charge me per text or per phone number or anything. I add new user, it comes with a phone number, and I get unlimited call, unlimited text, and I just fucking call.
How
Uh,
much does Follow Up cost?
like 108 per user per month. And then I had like four people on it. And then at that point, if I go to 500, 500 a month, I can have 10 users. And it's still unlimited call, unlimited text, and I have email drip campaigns. I have all sorts of filters. I have batch emails I can do. I can import lists. I can do smart lists for through filtering
I don't remember exactly what the figures are, but I'm pretty sure it's like a couple bucks a month.
for Twilio.
Yeah.
But I
Like
just don't know.
you can buy like a pro plan and maybe it's like $20, but you get the same thing. You're gonna get the phone number or whatever included, and then you'll get like, however many texts a month, and then it's X
But does it
cents
come with a
above
CRM
that.
as well?
So it kind of depends on what it is that you need, Like what are you, that's why I was asking what you're actually using the CRM for. Because if are you just cold calling? Like what does your actual workflow look like?
Oh, my workflow is I download lists, whether niche or bulk. I upload them to Mojo Dialer, which is a 3-line dialer. Those are not opportunities yet. Nobody has talked to them. I have my cold caller reach out, get people to raise their hand, and she either qualifies or just gets them to raise their hand and say they will be selling. From there, she pushes them into Follow Up Boss, which is my CRM. As soon as they hit CRM, they have the automatic email drip campaign set off, which is an email every 2 weeks for 2 years and then repeats. And then it also should send an intro text as well, basically saying, "Hey, just want to reach out. We just talked." It depends on what it is. If it's a cold call through Mojo, it sends out an automatic message that says, "Hey, thanks for your time. Here's our contact info. We'll be in touch shortly," or whatever. And if it's like a new lead, like PPL or through my website, it's like, "Hey, received your information from an online form that was filled out." And then we try to have agents touch new leads as soon as possible is ideally the goal. But whereas we've been uploading like 30 leads per day, the PPC, and like we haven't talked to any of them yet, those aren't really getting hit. So like inbox is not zero at the end of the day because like we're running around doing some other stuff and I'm not really working them that hard or establishing expectations on this yet.
Okay.
And then from there we just call and then we will requalify again. If they're qualified, we will process, which is like a 30-40 minute conversation, getting into the condition and any other needs they need that they have. And then from there, we'll schedule in-person appointment, and then we will go to in-person and either offer there or offer after or follow up. And then we sign deals, close deals, dispo.
So do you have a list of qualifications that basically like if a person they need to check
Yeah.
off X amount of boxes for
Yep.
me to consider them qualified?
Any one box. The first one is being motivation. It has to either be distress motivation or lead to distress motivation. Probate like is an inherited property. Maybe they can't pay both or whatever. It could be financial. It could be just like their wife died, spiritual. Like they don't want to look at the walls anymore because they miss their wife and they just cannot live in that space. So they get out or something like that, right? They have to check uh, one of that or their asking price has to be below Zillow. Like anybody today has the internet basically, and they can look up Zillow, and everybody uses Zillow. If they're asking less than Zillow, I want to talk to them. Condition, if the condition is not livable, if you cannot get financing on it, if the septic has failed, if it's a fire damage, if it's gutted, whatever. Any one of those 3 boxes can be checked for it to be what I consider a qualified lead. But even if they're just calling and somebody's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be selling, but I don't have time right now," like I'll push that from the cold caller CRM to like my normal CRM.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have
yeah.
a are you able to handle all of the leads that you have right now? Or
Mm,
do you need more leads or do you need more people to handle the lead inflow you have?
I don't need more people. I need the people that I have to call the leads that I have, including myself. And then I also want more leads because who doesn't want more leads?
Yeah.
But like I'm not gonna spend 300 to 500 on them because like obviously I have leads that aren't getting called yet.
So
So
you make money via a wholesale check, essentially.
yeah. Or like now I want to start getting into flips as well because I have that first one closing and
I feel like you've gone through such a roller coaster because it was, I'm going to do my first clip. I'm going to do my first flip. Oh, fuck this. Fuck this. I hate this.
no,
This is
no,
so
no, no.
stupid.
What you're
Oh,
missing.
now it's closing. Oh, we're back on. Oh,
No,
let's
what
do
what
it.
you're missing is I don't want to have to deal with anything after closing. I want to partner with people on flips, or like I don't want to have to be responsible for any of the physical work. I clean this one out myself. Fuck that. Like
All right,
me
pause.
putting 55.
Have you partnered with anybody who's treated you the way that you want to be treated on a partner flip?
I don't know what to expect. I've never done it before. So like I'm happy to have a partner that is like handling all that side of things. IB acquisitions, they partner, we split the proceeds 50/50 or whatever it might be. Um
I think Ryan was going to offer you something like that at one point, right?
yeah,
Ryan
it just
Corcoran.
turned into like an acquisition fee or
Yeah,
whatever. But
but I'm just thinking like if that's what I feel like I'm hearing from you is that you want to be like a Ryan Corcoran sort of deal on a flip. No?
No, I want to bring the deal and partner, and then like we can split maybe the money and stuff like that, and they can take care of all the renovations.
That's what I'm saying. You want the partnership relationship you have with Ryan Corcoran, hypothetically, is the partnership
Oh,
relationship that you want to have going forward with other quote unquote flip.
yes. I thought you were asking, do I want my business to be like his? No. I want
No,
to be wholesale
no.
heavy and then pick on certain flips that I want to take on with partners I have. And then once I do a couple partnership flips where I have people who are on the construction side know it and then I learn it through osmosis, then I'm fine doing flips on my own. If that's the thing. But I'm not gonna go get into it on my own and just
You want to flip on your own?
I would like I just need more experience.
Okay.
I would. But also
That's
like
that's
I've heard
very
of different
smart.
well, I've heard of also different like different outputs, right? Like let's say I have a GC that I like, know, and trust, and I cut them in on the profits, right? What if they become my other partner? At the end of the day, I control the deal. Most
Mhm.
important thing to me. I don't care. I can take it down. I can wholesale it. I can wholetail it. I can do whatever. Um, and that's the most important thing. And then from there, what do I want to do? And the more money I make through wholesaling will float into like whatever I do, whether it's flipping partnerships or not, or keeping them as rentals. So that's where we're going. So I'm finally getting traction on the wholesale side of things and building up capital once all these deals close, so that I can go and be a little bit more, throw some money around and figure it out,
All I'm thinking while you and Lee talk is how many tears how many tears Whiteacre is crying over losing you. That's all I'm thinking about. Is like they
They're
and
fine.
listen, I don't care if they're fine or not. I'm just saying, like, if I ever lost you as my employee, this would hurt my asshole a lot. It
Yeah.
would hurt. You're so good at what
I
you
was a good employee. I was a good
do.
employee. I care. Yeah, I care just as much.
I'm
So
shocked by how much, honestly, I think I'm shocked by how much you've accomplished because this is your first year going at it alone. Yeah, you didn't even talk to me about it. I just remember getting a call from you at the beginning of the year being like, hey, I'm going to go out on my own. And I was like, sounds like a terrible idea. Did you think this through? And you're like, no, I already did it. I already quit. And I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, yeah, let's go.
yeah. I
Have
mean,
you
I'm in the
done
same
like
spirit. You just got to do
all the
it.
integrating thing that you're talking about? Like, I remember this because like when I first started, this was things that we were doing. I don't miss any of that shit. I never want to do that. But the fact that you have all this, it's so well thought out. You have plans for this, that, and the other. I'm very impressed by you. So kudos
yeah.
on accomplishing all the things that you've accomplished, on having a heavy month like September. Is September historically heavy for you? Like, because you
Huh.
did 5 years of acquisitions, is it? Or
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. No, you like historically heavy? Historically heavy? What does that mean? No,
like,
September is
like
never like a hot month for me in general, but this September for me will be great. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you did great this summer. I felt like in the beginning when you and I were talking about things, or just even when you would show up on these calls, that you were like holding back to a certain extent. And I remember like pushing you and almost fighting with you a little bit, where I'm like, you're not doing enough. You're not trying hard enough. And
Yeah.
then summertime, I was like, you're doing too much. You need to sit down and whatever. But yeah, and I mean, technically, you're reaping the rewards of a heavy summer. So good for you.
Oh yeah, the next month I'll make, if everything closes, it'll be more than I've made in any year that I've been doing acquisitions. Just
Yeah.
so it's like whatever.
Good.
Let's go. Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So we'll see. But also fingers crossed, deals fall apart, shit happens, whatever. I'll get over it. Either way, it's still gonna be a great month. So
What do you, not to bum rush you between now and the rest of the year, but where you're at now, I think you're hitting all your marks for what you had set up for yourself from the beginning of the year. What are you
yeah.
hoping to accomplish between now and the end of the year?
Yeah, so I'm over what I wanted. I'm over my goal for the year if everything I have signed closes without signing another single deal for the rest of the year. I would like to double. I'd like to double. I would like to double. That'd be cool. Is it a goal? Sure. I don't know. It's a loose goal. Do I am I but I have other people that are calling and getting appointments and stuff. So like literally my time has now tripled, right? Because I have two other people working for me and I have my own time. So
So you have the cold caller, you have Joe who's running appointments, and then you have Erica. Is she your third?
yeah, she's very just like probably a few 6 hours a week or something like that. Give her something to do. And if she gets some appointments passed, I told her I'll pay her 10% of the assignment fee as like lead management.
Hmm.
So like I'm not really counting anything out of that. If it happens, it happens. But more so it's Joe, now kind of on acquisitions. He's great. He started yesterday, called one, processed them, in-person appointment today, and we're 20K off. So that's great. He was also the kid that brought me the Keen deal that we closed last month for like a 27K spread, and I gave him
That was a fast
50% of that.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that was quick, and I gave him 50% of that, and he was happy with that. And so now I think that the tough part is like where he's in acquisitions, he'll be getting 20% of the assignment fee instead of 50, but he's also learning the actual acquisitions and getting feedback, and I'm coaching him. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
I just had a thought, which was for Hyde Park. So starting 8/29 in 3 days, I would almost have Erica. If Erica's only working 6 hours a week, I would have Erica chew their ass apart every
But
day.
she's not on the. I mean, it's just I handle shit. Like I handle shit. I get shit done.
Fair.
Nobody cares about the deal like me, and I'm going to continue to do that until it gets to closing.
Okay.
But she's also not on the authorization form. Then I got to drive back down to Hyde Park to get one signed, and this guy's impossible.
No,
And
you're not gonna like this. I just lie. I just say, "Hi, my name is Mark Gullifer.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I used to be a man, and I have an authorization as of 7/24, and
Mhm.
here's the social security number." I'm
They're
a liar.
they're good at responding, actually. Well, at least via email. They're not giving us answers, but they can't because we don't have any answers to get. But they respond within an hour or two.
That's
Uh,
good. Responsive is good.
Usually, at least that day, there's some sort of response from them.
I'm impressed. Usually, I don't get an hour response within like a week because they're like, there's a certain department we need to talk to, and then we'll let you know." And you're just like, "Well, fuck me."
Yeah.
Anyway.
But if I can, yeah, if I can get these people to call and like, I don't know, 3 times my time, let's go. I'm in.
The reason why I ask what you're up to between now and the rest of the year is because it's the first time I'm hearing that you wanted to do more flips and even flip on your own. So I was thinking maybe at the beginning of next year, when you set your goals for the year as to what you want to accomplish. I mean, that's kind of what I had for myself at the beginning of this year is, things that I wanted to work on. And we were talking about, what is it? Misogi or whatever. So your big year defining goal. And then I had also talked about maybe every other month, doing something you've never done before. And so for me, it was like, I want to do an auction, I want to do a burr, maybe a new build, maybe an ADU. I, I think as I go forward in real estate, or just as I go forward, I want to try different things. But I usually tack that onto whatever my year goal defining thing is. So I'm not telling you to reset your goals, but it's the first time I'm asking what you're up to between now and the rest of the year, just because it's the first time I'm hearing that maybe you want something different. Kind of like Lee, right? I ask him one week what he wants, and next week he has got something else going on, and that's totally fine. But I'm just curious as to like, I don't think you're changing your goal. Your goal is to continue on this train between now and the rest of the year. I think now that you've hit your mark, you just want to see how far down the rabbit hole you can go, or how high you can stack the mountain, and then maybe next year set some newer goals for yourself. Or what's your idea with that?
Yeah, I mean, one of my goals this year was to do my first flip partnership. And actually it like right at it was February or some shit. And I was like, I want to do a flip partnership. And then Devin sent me a lead in Hayroll and we fucking signed it. And we were like, we're gonna partner on this. It was like almost too easy. I was like, what the fuck? And then
Yeah.
the lady like sold from out from under us to like somebody else for 5K more. So then this deal with Janine came around, and so I'm doing that. So that was on the goal. My thing is like I'm okay to do flips. Do I love it? No, but it's also like, why not have a couple irons in the fire? Me doing my own flip this year, not happening. Over the winter, not happening. And I probably wouldn't even partner with somebody on a flip over the winter unless they were like solid and they know what's up. Because I don't know, holding costs in cold weather and bullshit, bullshit.
Only if you're doing external stuff, and even then it's not an issue. I mean, doing a new roof in the winter, that kind of blows, but for the most part, I think the hardest thing is heating. At least for me, I heat the house when I have workers there, and that's a big pain in the ass problem that I had with Andover, because I was changing out the heating system. But apart from that, I don't think it's the end of the world. You do have to plow whenever you have a snowstorm, and that kind of blows, but not the end of the world.
Um, Speaking of which,
Wow.
one way that I might be able to stay and do something in real estate would be in that situation. I basically historically December, pretty much Thanksgiving until New Year's is like absolutely dead
Yeah.
for kitchen and bathroom remodeling. And so our guys, in order to keep them busy, we usually, unless we have jobs booked from before and homeowners are like going on vacation or whatever, we usually have like a month and a half solid where we don't have we're like literally not working.
Mhm.
So in that time, if you're talking about like a winter build, I would totally partner with you just to keep the guys busy, and I have the labor and I can supply pretty much any materials we'd need.
Yeah, that works because I don't know dick about construction. I'm happy to like learn it, but I don't want to have to be carrying any sort of weight in that department. Like, hey, I
Yeah.
got the deal. Let's figure
It
out
actually,
what
and
is fair.
it could help as well because like I'm kind of betting everything on black with what I'm doing, and I'm
Yeah,
notorious for like learning fast and changing fast and just going full steam ahead. But
yeah,
like also being realistic, like I genuinely have zero income right now. So
yeah,
um, you know, running
yeah.
on my savings and hopes and dreams that I can make something happen. So
Yes. I understand that. Yeah, that's there you go. I believe in you. You sound like a smart kid and you're gonna get shit done and you're gonna run through a wall to do it. So
yeah, for sure.
that's
That's right.
awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely keep you in mind on that because again, I don't know the construction side of things, but I'm happy to like bring deals.
Yeah.
Uh,
I got guys that we'll have to keep busy and all the materials that we'll need. And if I don't know an answer, I definitely know somebody who does it for a living and can help. So,
nice.
that's
Yeah, I'll
great.
keep,
And then it is also with your CRM. I got to go for now, but would love to help you out with that. I think that um, there's a lot that you talked about in that decision-making process on the front end that you could simplify substantially and just save
yeah.
your people time and crank through those lists faster and get more leads.
I like the sound of that. That's yes.
Because
I'm all
like my dad had like a 13 stage process and we boiled it down to 3 stages.
yeah.
Like
It's
everything can realistically be kind of chunked up. Um, and it's I think just a matter of like asking certain questions, more of them or less of them in the right sequence. And
I like it. I'm here. Yeah, I'm down. I'm not once I know what I'm doing, I can feel comfy in the integrator seat if I'm familiar with it. Figuring the new stuff out, I'm terrible. But like once I get it figured out, I'm like, all right, let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Other than that, if you guys want, I don't know if you guys got a copy of Alex's new book, but I do have copies. So, um,
I did not
if
get one.
somebody reminds me of that, just send me a DM or a text and I'll send you a link.
You're so sweet. Lee, thank you so much.
Nice. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good to see you guys. Good night.
Catch
So,
you later.
Mark, going back to what you need to produce more lists for your people,
Yeah.
and you need to work on transitioning or the handoff, I guess, with the new people that are you're working with.
I need to create my business finally, is what I need to do. Yeah.
Well, you have a business. You've already created your business. I think right now you're growing to the next stage.
Yeah, it doesn't run without me though. So like not that it's going to, but I need to actually document when I hire someone, what the fuck do they do? How do they do it? You know,
But
that's what I don't have.
I think almost if you were to, I'm not telling you to what to do, so whatever. But I think if you were to spend time with your people like Cherise and maybe just have like a 1 hour, 30-minute call with her, and see what she's going, maybe just even watch her for 30 minutes work and then give her advice on what she could do to make things better. Or I don't know. At that point, I feel like you're filling in the gaps. Like she can run with it already because she knows the CRM and she knows kind of your process, but I would almost go in and just spend some time with her and figure out where her stress points are, what would make life easier for her, what her ideas are, because that's another thing. If she's doing this all day long, I'm sure there's things that she sees on her side that could make life easier. But I would almost encourage you to spend time with her, and then that would tell you what you need to make for SOPs.
Yeah, and I've honestly been looking at it like I'm just gonna let her run with it for now because she's actually doing touching leads and pushing them forward, which is great, and that alleviates me from having to do it. And so that time that I would be spending on having to do it, I can then spend on the SOPs. So like I should spend time with her, but also like I'm also okay with it for right now the way it is.
I
Um,
hear you where it's like if it's not broken, don't fix it or whatever. But I
yeah,
also like the idea of I like to keep a pulse on everything that I'm touching because I don't like surprises. I would
Sure.
hate for her to turn around and for her one day just to be gone because there was something that you didn't anticipate because you were not paying attention to her because she was not needing direct help from you. That's a me thing. That might be anxiety. So maybe just throw that away if that's not, something that resonates with you. But for me, I like to keep a pulse on things. You've been in this for 2 weeks. How is life going? What can I do better? How can I support you better? And also, can I, maybe just shadow some calls with you and watch how you work? And if there's any feedback that I could give you to make your life easier, let's do that. But let's just have like a 30-minute powwow together.
Yeah, I've been needing to just like create a weekly meeting anyways, at least one that they all just it's tough because like Joe is also it's not like he's working full time, right? I need to get him interested enough where he wants to spend more of his time here.
Yeah.
And then Charisse is working, 40 hours and
So
I'm okay to
maybe just make the call with Charisse alone because she is your little powerhouse, and then from there invite Erica and Joe if they want to be a part of it because everything, whatever Charisse does, bubbles up and over onto them.
Yeah, I need to make Joe part of it too, though, because I'm down to give him like process calls and send him on in-person appointments. I'm down to throw him in the fire and just not even go. If it's a good lead, I'll go just to make sure it's handheld. But I'm
Yeah.
down to just throw him in there. And if I do throw him in there, I need him to be able to report back about like how they went and what happened. So
Hmm.
I would need to make him. Erica she can float. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Mark, I'll echo. Oh my God, excuse me. I'll echo Suzanne too. Like I had somebody come in and do this for me in my business. I've done things the same way for 2 years. She built and sold a seven-figure TC company, and in 30 minutes, she's like, "Do you do that every time to open a new file?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, can we move you to paperless pipeline?" I'm like, "All right, let's go. Let's check it. Let's do it." It
Hmm.
saves me so much time. And I didn't know that there was operational inefficiency with my own system.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. My thing is like I just don't have a system yet. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm like limping along, right? It's like one of
But
my
you might
wheels
see
is
her
like
do
broken.
something and be like, "Oh, that's great. But if we added this integration or we do this or we do that,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
make
yeah.
your life so much easier." And then you'll keep her so happy. She'll be like, "Oh my God, Mark saved me 45 minutes on every file." Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want to keep her happy. She's good. I think she'll be around for a little
She
bit.
is honestly, she's the best cold caller I've seen in my entire time. And not to say like I'm a cold caller hoe that I've like seen bajillions, but she's fabulous.
She
Fabulous.
gets a little nervous sometimes and like and stutters like and takes a little too long with it, but it's just not her first fucking language. I can't and she still gets the point across and she's
She's amazing.
yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's nice.
Jace, I want to ask about you, but I'm like terrified to make you talk because it sounds painful as all hell.
All right. Oh, buddy, my buddy. Mm.
You want to sign language this and just act it out with your aching body?
So what happened was the afternoon. Let me preface this. I'm a dumbass. I'll say that. Friday afternoon, I get out with $8,000 of attorney's costs on it from an attorney who's not even doing the settlement.
Oh, I remember you telling me this. Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck? Like, okay,
Your
I have
attorney,
no problem. Not mine. My attorney's doing the closing.
the wholesaler's attorney?
The wholesaler and the seller's attorney, who I was told was representing the seller.
Okay. And so they told you he was representing the seller so that because it's buyer pays closing costs and attorney
Correct.
fees? Yeah. Yeah.
So I did lose my shit.
Did you ask for a price decrease in that amount?
Yeah, because I looked at the first HUD, which wasn't sent to me, and it was $2,300 less. And also, there were two LLC fees on there. I'm like, Savage didn't form my LLC. Where's my fucking LLC? I'll take an LLC.
Yeah.
You can give an LLCs? Cool.
Hmm.
They were charging me all the settlement fees from the first closing, with the original buyer. That never happened.
Oh yeah, no. Did you hear back
Their
on that?
argument was, because the wholesalers extended the contracts instead of terminating.
Yeah, what do you mean extended the contract instead of terminating with the seller?
Yeah.
Okay, terminate with the
So
seller, you
they're
get
like,
no deal. The fuck?
yeah. So it
What
was
their fees small anyways though, right? What was it, like 10 grand they were making?
no, they're at 21.
Oh yeah, fuck them, fuck that.
But it's 21, but then they were paying for 1 month or like splitting a month with you. And then they
They're
were
splitting off a prorated month with me at a whopping $821.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But there was something else that was happening, like the insurance deductible that wasn't paid.
They did okay, so when it went to go for the first inspection, the chimney flue didn't pass, but it
Mhm.
wasn't part of the scope of work for the contractors. So the wholesaler did pay out of pocket for that. I think they said it was like $1,200, which, good of you to pay out of pocket. Um, I lost my shit because when my guys walked in, there was cast iron pipe in the basement, and I was told that would get taken out. And when they came for the first building inspection, it was still there. And I was like, "What? You told me all the trash was out." Like, they're like, "Well, the seller left some personal items." I'm like, "That's not a personal item of the seller."
Yeah.
So they might have incurred a 100 bucks in trash out, but I think they pushed that to the contractor.
Hmm.
So like they have incurred hard costs, and I'm trying to be reasonable, but I'm also like $8,000 in other sides attorney's fees alone is not reasonable. My
No,
attorney is charging 3K and he's doing the settlement.
What does the PNS say?
Um, well, my assignment says that I'm paying all closing costs.
All closing costs. So, I mean, I guess is that a closing cost? That's always a question. I mean, usually if I write that out, some like I do usually write in like less seller attorney's fees. Like we won't cover that. But
Marilyn Savage used to yell at me. I love Marilyn Savage is like the Rolls Royce. She's like the original Barbie before all the other Barbies. And she used to scream at me all the time. And she used to say, Suzanne, don't you ever fucking in Massachusetts write down buyer pays all closing costs unless you specify what is going down. So I've seen that it's arguable. It goes both ways. If you look at what's traditional, does a seller need an attorney? Fucking no, they don't, bitch. If you want one, go hire your own goddamn attorney. I'm not here to pay for your attorney. And it's that's the other thing that pisses me off too is like whoever your closing attorney is, depending upon what services you fucking need and you subscribe to. So you say yes to the service and then I'm on the hook for the bill when I have no visibility into what the fuck that is. The answer is no. Run up all the costs that you want. You get your seller proceeds. You pay out of that whatever the fuck you want to pay for. You and all your blow up dolls. Don't talk to me. Yeah.
Well, it's a sub two, so the seller's not getting anything.
Still, $8,000 in attorney fees? You blow me. Let's
Yeah,
cancel.
okay.
Let's cancel the contract and then let's re-sign it with the closing in 3 days.
That's what like my attorney was like, well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he's like, how much do you usually pay the other side's attorney? I'm like, I've never paid more than 2K.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. He's like, what does $6,000 do to your bond? And I'm like, it doesn't fuck my pro forma, but I don't like what it does to it.
Yeah.
And
it's just
also,
not been discussed. I mean, it's like expectations, you know.
yeah, yeah. And I was told that Savage Law couldn't represent me because they were representing the seller. I never asked if they were also representing the wholesaler. But
They can't do both.
Listen, if they're representing
oh,
the
they did.
wholesaler should pay for that cost. If they're
Well,
representing the seller,
they
seller
might
should
have canceled with the wholesaler and started to represent the seller, but they can't represent both at the same time. They can't represent the buyer and the seller on the same transaction. They can draft and do stuff and communicate, but they can't. There's no representation on both.
And that was the BMI bought it. They charged $2,400. It fell out. Pace Morby's sub 2 contract, which is the same contract that Jerry Norton gives away for free online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you said the bee in my bonnet. It's such a Southern expression that I have no idea, to which I was like, where's she going with this? And then I was like, oh, it's a thing. There's a bee in my bonnet. There's a tarantula in my thong. I'm going to say that. That's going to be mine.
Nice.
There's a
That almost happened to me
scorpion.
on my wedding day.
Say it
I
again.
dirt rolled. That almost happened to me on my wedding day. I dirt rolled a tarantula in my wedding dress.
This is what I heard. I dirt rolled a tarantula in my what is a dirt roll?
Like
Rolling
the
the
train went right over and he tumble fucked around in there.
You have tarantulas in I'm never coming.
Not
So
in Houston, but out
why do you have
west.
a tarantula?
The venue was very pretty.
No, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. That and your scorpions, you can take it, shove it up your ass.
I don't have those here.
Tarantula, fucking no. How about that? Jesus Christ. God bless you. Sorry you're dying.
No.
So
So
is the voice from yelling at them? I hope so.
I
No.
wish.
yeah.
That'd be great.
My attorney did work with them to get their fees reduced. They've reduced about 2,300 so far. So we're back to where we were on the first closing. But there's two $850 line items on there for LLC.
What are those?
Creation of the
For
LLCs
the other buyer.
for the last buyer that fell through. Yeah, so like, why is this on the HUD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told David, I was like, look, I was like, I'm going to tell them to get fucked. And he's like, can you please acknowledge all the work that everyone has put into this so far? I'm like, I get it. But
You're billing the wrong person. I can understand all the work that's been through this so far. You're billing the wrong fucking person. Go chase your client that needs to pay for it.
Yeah, or propose that same amount as a reduction on the price and the wholesalers cover it. Like I would just do that over email in front of everyone and just be like, guys, this is simple. You either remove it or the wholesalers will cover it. That's my idea that I've come up with. And then you air it to everybody. So with the last email from the guy who's like, let's acknowledge how much work we've all put into it. Great. I've acknowledged it and here's my solutions. Cause like I have my own LLC, you know?
We can acknowledge it. It's not my responsibility. So thank you. And you've been acknowledged, and go collect from the people you need to collect from, bitch. The other option is terminate the entire agreement, and you can re-sign with the wholesalers or whatever. You're still a ready, willing, able buyer. Now you have this stupid fat ass fee from this attorney that wants, okay, cling on to it. Cling on to your stupid ass fee, inflated over bullshit fee. Go
How
ahead.
does that work?
that was what I wanted to tell him. Like, are you willing to tell both your clients that you're not closing because of this? Because now they're threatening, like David said, they said we either have to give them a settlement date or they're gonna terminate.
What do you have for deposit down?
5K.
5K.
So you would lose that if you didn't move forward.
I don't know if I would.
You don't know if you would?
I don't know if I would. The language is ambiguous enough that it could go either way.
Well, then you're in court though. So like is court worth the 5K?
Yeah.
No. So yeah, that's my worry is like number one, the deposit amount, and then number two, like, okay, you're ready, willing, and able to close, yet all the reason that is the only reason that we're not closing is the HUD. So all the work is done, everything's signed off on. So yeah, I wonder what that happens if you don't close by the date, like because the HUD, is that because of you? Who's that because of, and what happens to your deposit? Yeah. I feel
Well,
like it would have to be an escrow for a while.
It's going to be a fight over the language, which says buyer on the stupid ass wholesale assignment fee, where it says the buyer is responsible for all closing costs. But traditionally, closing costs let me just look at it. Traditional, because I went through the same bullshit. I had a closing I did a sub 2 flip in Taunton, Massachusetts, and at the very end, she goes, "You pay my mortgage," and I was like, "Excuse me, bitch, your mortgage? How fucking much is that?" It was 24,000, but because we did a novation and she saw how much the sales price was, she's like, "Oh, you can afford this $24,000 bill." And I was like, "Bitch, that's not what we talked about." Okay. And you can't just spring that on me. But because I wasn't clear about what I was paying for, and also my dumbass wrote my own fucking extension, To which I wrote net. My dumbass wrote net. That 3-letter word cost me 24,000 and some bullshit. But let's look. Traditionally in Massachusetts, what is covered? What is covered in closing costs?
I
think
think because the settlement attorney did require seller and buyer to both have representation, you could argue that seller and buyer.
No, it's a sub 2. It's a sub 2 now. Now it's required by both, but I don't know what date that was enacted on.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Have you talked to the wholesalers about decreasing by that amount? I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, if I was a wholesaler and instead of you're covering all closing costs, like I would put my foot down too. Maybe split it with you if I just really wanted to get it done.
But those are also ridiculous closing costs. I mean, originally, like a normal closing cost for seller representation, which number one is elective and not necessary. Then again, now this is a sub 2, so this is a totally different department that I haven't been in before. And now at some point, somebody's requiring both sellers has to have representation. It's fucking overinflated. The other option is you can cancel the contract altogether. You cannot perform on it. You could lose $5,000 and say, "Hey, I'm ready, willing, and able to do the deal. Let's just let this one expire because this one is a shit." The thing happens all the time. If I don't move forward with the case, whatever work my attorney did is all down the drain. Even the title work they did, whatever they spent on the title exam is down the drain. So there's nothing to charge me for. What are you going to charge me for? There's fucking no money being passed, and therefore you can't get anything. Plus your title insurance and whatever else they get money on. It's gone. Goodbye. Great. Let it
Yeah.
go. For $5,000, it's like a $5,000 bankruptcy. $5,000, wash your hand and say, let me buy it on the back end. Get rid of this contract, cancel this contract. I'll buy it direct. I'll pay a finder's fee for the 2 wholesalers in the amount of blah blah blah, and we can do it that way. But the attorney, I think, is garbage. Who is this attorney? Do I know them?
Savage Law in Providence.
Savage Law.
Oh, what's her name? They also do litigation?
There's 2 Savage Laws in Providence, so I don't know.
That's interesting. I mean, I heard that now in a sub 2 that both sides of the transaction should be represented, which makes sense because there's on the back end. If they're like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, it's like, no, bitch, you had an attorney. But this is the thing that I don't like. If you have a fucking attorney, bitch, that's your attorney. You pay for that. And I even did this too with this lady who tried to run off with 24,000. At one point, she's like, I want an attorney. And I was like, great, here's what I'm going to do. You want to talk to somebody? I will pay for up to 2 hours of consultation at $350 maximum. Talk to whoever you want to fucking talk to. Godspeed to you, right? And then she turned around and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to get representation. It's going to cost $1,500." I said, "No, bitch. You had a budget of $700. Why am I committing to that?" And then her attorney wrote me and was like, "For the low price of only $1,500, could you feed me?" And I was like, "You know what? Fuck it. Fine. Fuck it. I'll eat that cost." But then that probably wasn't the answer because after that, she was like, "Oh, also pay my mortgage for me." And that's when I was like, "No, bitch, hammer dropped. No more freebies for you. Like you fucking too much. You don't." Anyway,
So, okay. The LLC formation definitely shouldn't be on here.
It's not your LLC, is it?
No.
No, goodbye. Not yours. Bill somebody else. That attorney is junk. Like, I don't know who they're billing, and I understand it's all part of the same case file, but you're not the same buyer. It's not your responsibility.
What about the assigner representation fee and the the assigner document prep fee?
Oh, so number one, assigner representation fee is something that I don't think that's a normal closing cost. I really don't.
Mark, what say you?
You can say, sorry, you can say like buyer pays all closing costs, but traditional fucking closing costs, which is let's get an appraisal, let's get an inspection if we want to do that. Let's do smoke certificate. Let's do document fee, recording fee, the closing fee for the lender if there is a lender, whatever, or whoever is the title company closing the lender, title exam fee. Those are traditional fucking closing fees. All of them
Yeah.
fluctuate based on a different person. But then when you're fucking throwing in stuff where you're like, I want a $5,000 car present from fucking Jace. No, bitch, that's not included. You can put it on a HUD, but bitch, you can't bill me for it. I don't agree to it. I will not sign the HUD. Fuck yourself.
What was the original question on my thoughts on?
Sorry.
You gotta run that back to me.
I'm gonna ask for the LLC formation expenses to be removed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about the assigner representation fee? And it's seller/assigner doc prep fee. So I might have to take that one.
Seller/assigner document prep fee.
I don't know. It's kind of a closing cost, right? Like
Yeah.
and then the assigner representation fee though. That's like why when I am wholesaling stuff, I try to force my buyers to use the attorney that I'm comfortable with for closing. Even if I'm not represented, it's just because like I'm comfortable with them and I know that shit will get done how I'm used to it getting done. And at least I can like talk to them offline and be like, what the fuck? Like, what's up?
Hang on, quick
Yeah.
question. Who's getting the money for the doc prep fee? Is it the closing attorney or is it their fucking attorney? They can go fuck themselves. I'm sorry, you're paying for the closing attorney to close the fucking file. Whatever fees they want to run up on their side, Godspeed to you. But that's between. It almost feels like an A and B transaction, so that the seller is selling to the wholesaler is now selling to you. Whatever fucking costs are there are fucking there. It's none of your goddamn business. At the same time, too, within a legal capacity, there's not two separate transactions. It's one, and then you wrap yourself on the back end. But the way that I see it is it very much looks like an A to B closing, and then you are the B to C person. Whatever closing costs are there fucking have nothing to do with you. So, put a finger up your ass and charge $500. I don't know. That's your business.
I could see like covering the seller's closing costs because like I mean the attorney fee for the seller because that could be like a closing cost, but paying for the buyers, like I've never done that. Anytime that I've had an attorney that's represented me, but then there's been a different closing, that comes out of my assignment fee. That's just what
It's
it is.
the cost of doing business. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to.
I didn't need an attorney like to do that, like, but I had one, and so I pay it.
Yeah.
Is it good to have one? Yeah, you know.
You're essentially saying I'm retarded and I need to pay myself to fill out this form. Do you? Do you? That's your business. Don't talk to me about that. Yeah. Oh, you want money to pay for your DocuSign that you send to the seller to then get it signed, and then you want to charge me for that as the buyer? The answer is no. That's not a traditional closing fee. Traditional closing fees in Massachusetts are defined as the following. I'm open, obviously, to paying the closing fees, which is I'm paying the closing attorney to close the file. Anything beyond that is a cost that you guys incurred on your side that has nothing to do with me. I am paying the closing attorney to close the file. You wanted representation, Godspeed to you. Take it out of your seller proceeds. You have no seller proceeds, great. Take it from the wholesaler's assignment fee. That's part of it. I'm buying this package of seller and wholesaler bullshit. You two figure it out. That's nothing to do.
I'm a dumbass for saying all closing costs, and next time I will specify
It's
exactly what I'm gonna
Massachusetts. It's Massachusetts. It's kind of understood that when you say I'm paying for all closing costs on a fucking contract, it really shouldn't exist because it doesn't define it. But going forward, definitely say like, document recording fees. But even then they can get outrageous, like fucking recording this, that, and the other. Bitch, I'm paying to close the file. What is included in that? It's in title exam fee, representation for the title company and the attorney to that title company to look at it, document recording fees. Everybody's fucking different, so it's really hard to write that language in. But yeah,
Yeah.
traditional closing costs. You are not a Massachusetts investor, so maybe you can leverage that and say like, I'm not a fucking what are you adding to this? Has nothing to do with me. I'm paying to close the file. This has nothing to do with closing the file. You wanted representation, you wanted somebody to jiggle your tidbits, good for you, has nothing to do with me.
I just write in addition like does not cover any attorney fees. Like buyer to cover closing
You
costs.
don't even
any
cover
attorney.
seller, attorney fees, or your buyer doesn't even cover seller attorney fees.
fees.
Or your buyer doesn't even cover seller attorney fees. Or your buyer doesn't even cover seller attorney fees. Or your buyer doesn't even cover seller attorney fees. Or your buyer doesn't even cover seller attorney fees. Or your buyer doesn't even cover seller attorney fees.
Why
I'm not,
would
I'm
you?
not, I'm not, yeah, I'm not covering attorney. What if they go to $1,000 an hour attorney? I'm not covering that shit. You
And
know,
the attorney represents the seller and not you. Why am I on the hook for paying for your representation? Unless I agreed to a fixed amount. You can't just fucking run up the bill and ask me to be on the hook for it. That's not fair. So unless we had an agreement that said I'm willing to spend X amount of money for you to be represented, then it's not a thing. We didn't agree to it, therefore I'm not agreeing to it. How could I have agreed to a bill that I have no idea how much it fucking is? Unless we did that explicitly through writing somewhere. It had to be a conversation. And because it was not a conversation, it's not included. I'm closing the file. This is the attorney and how much it costs to close the file, including recording docs, certificate, whatever, blah, 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 title exam, blah, blah, blah. I'm paying for that. I'm paying to close the goddamn file. Everything you've done on your own was your fucking choice. You never ran it by me. You never gave me visibility into the cost of that. If you want to be represented, by all means, be represented. I have no idea how you spend your money. I'm not paying for your sandwiches on the day that you signed the agreement. I'm not paying for your DocuSign fee to run that. I'm not paying for your Google Business Suite, whatever. I'm not paying for your business cards. That's all included. It's called the cost of doing business. Handle it. Be an adult.
Yep.
You didn't
but
agree.
also, like, how bad do you want to play ball? Do you want the property? Do you want to potentially lose the 5K? Do you want to have the 5K tied up, or do you want the fucking property? So then everything is a pick your battle at this point.
She's been on a
Yeah.
slippery slope, though. They've just been tagging things on her left, right, and center.
Yeah, but is it getting rid of the property worthy? If
Jason,
it's
what do you
if
want?
it's not, then like I would be firm and I would talk to the wholesaler and I would suggest a split of some sorts if you want to keep it going, but also still being firm.
I think you wear the G string in this transaction. There is
They've
no money.
already covered 1,500 of attorney fees.
Yeah, but guess what? They're gonna go and show up to closing. And if you don't, then see you later deposit. Like,
You
Yeah.
you could be like the last buyer. The last buyer didn't make it.
My problem is I'm petty. So like, Mark, do I want the property? Yeah. But am I also petty enough to walk away from 5K knowing that after that will be deposited into my account tomorrow?
Hang on, hang
Also,
on,
yeah.
hang
I
on.
feel that. I'm like that. I'm like that. I get it. Yeah.
Why do you want this property? How much is it making for you?
It'll cash flow like 700 a month.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Good, good, good,
That's
good.
with updated insurance. I budgeted the taxes a little higher than I think they'll be.
I got to talk to you about insurance because I just got a new insurance provider that I'm happy with. I was spending 1,800, now I'm spending 950. I initially spent 1,400, so I have you take a look at that. And as long as policies compare that, again, I do that, and then I also go back to the town and I'm like, the condition is not what you think it is, and rewrite your numbers a little bit.
Oh
And
yeah. I'm like, holy shit. Look at this. Look at that. It's ugly. The neighbors suck.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, listen,
Um,
you're almost at the finish line. You hold all the power. At the end of the day, the worst case scenario is going to be lose $5,000. Worst case scenario, and maybe never work with these buyers again. And there's a bajillion of them. But yeah, so if you like the deal and you're willing to take it on, and but I also think you can flex and say whatever it is that you want to say, which is, why should I be responsible for that? I'm responsible for closing costs, and the closing costs are paying the attorney to close the file, paying the title company to close the file. I don't understand why I would be responsible paying for an attorney to represent the seller, which has nothing to do with me. In addition to, I have no idea how much that bill is going to be, and now it's this bloated number of X, Y, and Z. I've had no insight to it the entire time. You haven't been transparent about how much it was. So why am I suddenly now responsible for this bill that has nothing to do with me? And you needed to pay somebody to fill out your documentation. Sweetie, that's a cost of doing business, has nothing to do with me. I'm here to close the file, period.
The best spot you can be in is if you're okay to walk away, because then you can just like send a very pointed fucking email. Guys, these are the payments that I will not be considering paying. Like, this can be taken on by the assigner. This is my final decision. Boom. And leave it in their fucking court. Like, you can do that if walking away from this is worth it. If you're okay with that, make it very fucking clear for everybody on the email. CC all the fucking attorneys in there, even if they're not supposed to be. Get them in there.
I hate doing it because I take my ability to perform very seriously. And then
Yeah.
also, 8K in attorney representation cost feels ex for not even the closing and settlement feels excessive.
I didn't hear much of that because of your
Sorry.
dying voice. And
Sorry.
8K for the closing attorney fee feels excessive.
yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. I would just tell them I'm ready to walk and lose 5,000 over this because 8,000 is outrageous. It's outrageous and it has nothing to do with me. So either listen, I agree to paying closing costs. Closing costs, the way that as an investor that I've paid for it, and I'm a transaction coordinator and I've closed X amount of deals, includes recording fees, title exam fees, title company fees for the title company that is closing the file. Whatever else is beyond that has nothing to fucking do with me. Why am I paying an LLC formation for the previous buyer? Has nothing to fucking do with me. Update the HUD so that we can sign it and close it. If not, I will walk and lose $5,000 EMD because you guys are living in fucking La La Land. You can
Maybe
say
I wouldn't put that in the email because it's written and then it can be taken as serious. But I would just like you throw it out there first. You don't say you're walking. You don't say you're doing any of that. Guys, I would like the HUD updated, and these are the things I'm going to be responsible for, and this is what I'd like to move. Let's get it closed, and then and then from there, let's see how it feels. But there's one of three options: take it as it exists, close the fucking deal, ask for a split down 50-50 between you and the wholesaler, make it fair, close the deal. Option three, fucking walk. Those are the three options though. But I just wouldn't say that you're leaving it in email because then if you change your mind or whatever, they're going to take that as like, hey, sorry, you said you weren't going to close, you're going to walk. So yeah.
I know you take closing very seriously, but I don't know that they're taking you seriously. So don't feel like you have to be serious when you're playing with a bunch of jabronis. I also feel like attorneys will ask for whatever they fucking want to ask for because they feel like they got a little attorney dick that they can swing. That doesn't mean that what they're asking for is fair and valid. They have to do their best to represent their party that they represent, which is a seller who doesn't want to pay for it. And so they're going to try to tack on the bill to anybody else. But that does not mean that you have to be intimidated and agree to that. It has nothing to do with you.
But it does come back to how bad you want it.
That too. Fucking 8,000 though. 8,000 for $700 cash flow a month. That's 8,400 a year. She's going to walk away from 1 year's worth of cash flow if that thing is rented out 100% occupancy for this one stupid decision that she doesn't even have to say yes to. There, within that whole year that she's losing money, you could go off and find another great deal.
So what's the upside if you keep it for 30 years and appreciation and rent appreciation and pay down on the loan, right? Like I get it, but like at the end of the day, this isn't like you're not doing this on a flip. You're doing this it's a long-term buy and hold. Reap all the benefits in a highly appreciating Massachusetts market, right? Like is the goal build portfolio? If the goal is build portfolio, get it done. It's renovated. You went through all this mental anguish, right? It's not even your loan. The loan's not even in your name. Like, maybe
I know.
maybe you could turn around and sell it in a couple of years or something, 5 years, or if you needed to exit. You'll figure it out. That's my feedback though. The best position you can be is not giving a fuck, because then you might get what you want if you really want to negotiate for it. I usually find a happy medium. Being firm, being fair. Yeah, the two LLC things, take them off. They're not yours. And then when it comes to the 8,000, get that down as low as you can.
That's 8,000 is ridiculous. I don't even think I paid. I think 1,500 I thought was expensive. The attorney fee charges me like 1 or 2 hours worth of like looking at my file, which is about $600 max, and a bunch of recording fees. And then they charge for title insurance, and they get fucking 30% of that title insurance. So they make plenty of money. 8,000 is outrageous. And I think you're right. Like, quote unquote, be willing to walk away. There's a deal every single month. You worked really hard for this.
I don't know. This seems like a solid one though. It's like newly renovated. It's two family. It's going to cash flow you. So like, yeah, there's deals every day, but they're all shitholes that need all this renovation work. And then you're all of a sudden you're managing contractors. And then there's the mental brain damage that you went through this whole process of getting it there. And like,
The mental brain damage of doing deals.
it is. TC is just fucking smashing your head against the wall until you get a fucking deal closed. It's like, yeah, it's just
No,
all,
it is.
yeah.
I think I'm just gonna say, like, I'm able to sign and fund as early as today if line 1302, 1304, and 1306 are removed from buyer's costs on the settlement statement, as these are not standard closing costs. Warm regards.
Yeah.
Very, very southern of you. Warm regards. 86 degrees.
Oh.
Warm regards.
Any bitchy I sent, it's the warm regards.
I don't know. I would almost have you write that firmer. If I'm ready to close today, if blah blah blah. I don't even know that I would write that.
What's that?
Oh yeah, yeah. If it's, yeah, that's all you're waiting for, and you could schedule closing with them. Yeah, guys, let's do A, B, and C.
Yeah, I would be
Let's get
firmer.
this done.
I would tell you strike lines 1, 2, and 3 from buyer's costs. These are not traditional closing
Yep.
costs.
I'm ready to go.
Once done, I'm ready to wire. But I would be more firm and tell them strike lines 1, 2, 3, 4 from buyer's costs. They are not mine. I'm not approve. They are not mine. I do not approve them. Once they are done, I can approve and send the wire.
Also maybe not copy and paste, but like regurgitate their little line on like, hey everybody, I just want to be mindful about all the work that everyone's put into this. So do A, B, C, and D. Let's close. It's like,
Oh, I love that. I love being petty. I just want to
petty is just-
acknowledge all the good faith and willingness I've brought to the table to do this dumbass deal that was supposed to close 3 months ago and be like cheaper by X amount of money. Also strike these numbers and I'm ready to wire.
but then they're gonna say no, and then you're gonna walk away from 5K, or you're just gonna close anyway. But at least you tried.
Jace, I'll fucking give you 5K to walk away. These people are making me mad. Let's do a deal together, Jace. What are we doing here?
Give her 5K to close on it. Then we're good.
Gosh, she closed with 56. Don't you think that would be much better deployed somewhere else? I do.
You're at 56?
Yeah.
Well, maybe
It's not, look, I know
maybe
it's
in the
not
short term
terrible.
for the actual return, but 30 years from now, you're not going to give a fuck about that 8,000. You are not going to give a fuck about that 8,000. You're going to be like, wow, I'm glad I bought this 8 years ago. And you're going to be
I'm
renovated.
just such a petty bitch.
Yeah.
I'm like Suzanne, I don't like surprises. You don't fuck with my
Well,
money.
what's more closer related to your goals? Adding units to the portfolio or being petty?
No.
Still ask for what you want. Still ask for what you want. I'm not saying walk away. Still ask for what you want. But I would say don't walk away anyway. I would say just either get it all removed or get a portion of it removed and then move on, because 30 years from now you're not going to care.
I don't know. I might, if I'm a petty bitch, I'll look back 30 years and be like, fuck those. I would say the N word.
In 30 years, you're going to have multiple deals that is just going to be, it's going to be a wash. You're going to be fine, right? Like, hopefully. That's the goal.
I know.
You got this. Go get them.
It's
I don't know if I should.
only 5,000. If you lose 5,000 in an opportunity, it's only 5,000. There's a deal every single week, and
But it's in a town that she likes. She likes investing in Mass. The sub 2 deal is already there. It's not going in her name. It's already, the financing is already a part of it, and it's renovated.
There's a seller finance deal in Worcester that just came up. Like there's deals all over the place. I'm with you in the sense that like I take closing seriously. I'm not here to be a shithead, and I'm not being a shithead. I'm asking for what's fair and reasonable, and $8,000 is not fair and reasonable. Make it make sense. That's like my new, it's been my phrase for a minute now, but make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. So until it makes sense, I'll be here. Can you hear me or see me?
Yeah.
Oh, I have this stupid like McAfee thing that keeps popping up, and I have to go like click through like 5 screens to get to the other side, or else it fucking won't go away. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm gonna go eat some ice cream or something.
Okay. Enjoy that. Anyway, Thank you both, always.
Thank you for the gut check. I like
Yeah.
this is really helpful for me to talk through because like sometimes I'm a petty bitch and I'm like, no, that's wrong. And then like, you know, my little social justice
Still,
warrior kicks
still
in.
ask for what is fair, and then even if you don't get it, I still think it probably makes sense to close on if it doesn't affect your pro forma, and owning property is good.
Yeah.
Figure out, my advice is figure out what you want and go for that. Be clear on what you want. Yeah. And don't let little tiny penis men try to overrun you and do stupid gay shit.
One thing I did like, and Mark, you can go if you have to, but I got the ability to market the property prior to closing.
Good.
So I already have showings for Saturday.
Good.
For what?
Rentals.
Tenants.
Yeah.
Just market it to sell
How much
again? Just
are you renting
repackage it to sell?
No, for tenants.
Wrap it.
Hey man, like if I got a house hacker, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah. Anyways, what were you saying?
Um, Contractually, I got the right to market the property to tenants prior to closing.
Nice. Are they
When we
filled yet?
extended, I was like, I have to have this. I'm not fucking doing this.
So, all right. So as a next time, if they need to extend and you've been waiting and ready and willing and able and you need to extend, ask for all of it there, everything.
Yeah.
But obviously, you didn't maybe
I
have
hadn't
that.
seen a HUD yet, or I would have.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I hate negotiating shit at the last minute. I would rather like have done it at the extension or what.
Yeah, exactly. Savage law. Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Okay.
I'll catch you guys.
Good night. Jace, good luck. Give him
Later.
hell. Okay. Bye-bye.